we're live. We are live. For those who are not in Twitch chat, we almost defeated the boss. We need you. Come hang out. How's everybody doing today? We are shortly going to hop into the Wandering Isles. My name is Ken. I am your DM for this evening. Let me introduce the boys. Let me introduce them. We got it. We got it. We got the group. They're all here. Also, I timed my arm lift right this time. That's great. And I unmuted us. This is good. This is a great start. Just keep this up.
Good.
10 out of 10. Shortly, we're going to get a nice recap from Dash. Will it be as good as last time? We'll see. We'll see. I believe. But we are going to jump into introducing the group as a whole. One thing I do want to say very quickly is thank you to our mods in chat. We have Nessie hanging out today. Make sure you show him some love. He is taking care of chat because you guys are a wild horde of goblins. So thank you so much, Nessie, for sitting in chat, lurking, and doing your modly duties, banhammering them butts. Thank you so much. Let's go around the table. Time to introduce everybody. Mr. Ryan, let's start with you, our resident wizard.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan, aka Deranged Rhino, as most of you know by now, and that's Bodhi grumbling underneath my desk. And this evening, I am going to be playing a Magiana. A Magiana is a complex yet, albeit straightforward, variant elf, and she likes to kick ass and take names. And so far, she's sneaking around corridors, trying to take someone's name, possibly.
Nice. I'm excited. I'm excited because I know what's coming and you guys don't. This is good. This is the good part of D&D. I'm ready for it. Mr. Kean, how are you today? How are things?
I am good. Thank you very much. Happy to be here as I am every week. Hello everyone. My name is Kean. When I'm not here, I mean, mostly I'm here. Find me here more than anywhere else. But I also stream on TikTok and coming soon, very soon, to Twitch. Mostly it's going to be like Football Manager streams, but depending on how well the channel goes, I will also do a bit of retro strategy games like Age of Empires, Total War games, and probably one of my personal favorites, Master of Olympus. It's a bit niche, but goddamn, I love that game, so I'm hoping to play that on stream soon. So yeah, come follow me on Twitch because I want to kind of blow that channel up a bit. I'll be playing for you the Dapper Dash Hydeman this evening, a lovable rogue. Yeah, he's a rogue. He's a rogue, charming fellow, likes to talk a lot, talks himself into and out of situations, so he's who I will be portraying this evening.
Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. Just taking a look at why my nameplate's backwards. I don't understand that at all. Perfect. Mr. King Griffin on 6 on TikTok, but on Twitch you're just Kean Griffin, I believe, right?
I think so, yeah.
Gotta change that nameplate for you too. Perfect. So with
the whole damn thing out there so that I can't hide from anyone online, which is, yeah, I'm sure that's fine.
We were doing this and they were like, the one thing you shouldn't do is put your real name online, and Kean was like, well, shit.
it's like Tony Stark's, fuck it, I am Iron Man.
Yeah, well, whatever, I'm done, I'm in. With that, why am I backwards? With that in mind, we'll move on to Mr. Rory while I figure out why the fuck I'm backwards.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rory. I'm also known as Rory_Kai on Twitch and Instagrams. I played an enigmatic character named Eos. This evening, who knows what will happen? Will she give out more to Dash for being a dirt little thief? I don't know, but let's find out.
I think she will. Just wait till you see what we've got planned. That's all.
Oh no.
What is happening? We'll move on to Mr.
Hello,
Busy.
ladies and gentlemen. My name is Busy Bee, also known as Busy Bee, and I'm always busy like a bee. You can see me on twitch.tv/busybee on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 19 GMT +2, to see me kill some pixels with, most of the time, Mr. Ribbity Roper.
Is me.
And special guest. And I'm playing Hatsu, by the way. He got the balls.
He got
the
it.
power balls.
He got the power balls, yeah.
He got it.
Hey, I fixed it. There we go. He does got the power balls, and you can usually find him Tuesdays, Thursdays. And Mr. Rory, you've been streaming a lot too. What do you have a schedule? Do you just show up whenever you feel like it?
I just show up randomly whenever I feel like it at the moment.
Outrage! If I didn't have only expensive things, I mean,
No, don't do that. That's really offensive.
no, it was,
I've got
that was
some night and I get Rory Kai has gone live like I want to support my boy. But
yeah. That happens to me because I'm old as shit. So I just go to bed at like 10, and I wake up in the morning and it's like Rory was live. I was like, well, fuck.
if we
just
weren't
once.
streaming right now, I'd be getting ready for bed. I'd be in my pajamas.
Just yeah, I know. Just once a 4 p.m. stream. That's what I want.
Wait,
That's like
wait,
my
wait.
bedtime.
You don't sleep balls naked? Hang on.
No,
Richard, man, how are you doing?
I'm doing excellent. I'm really happy to be back after taking that time off the week before last. Everybody's talking about where you can find me. You can find me here because coincidentally I live here, so I'm here all the time.
You can find him at his house. That's what he's saying. If you want to find him, you go to his
find
house.
me at my house. Most days, definitely most nights, I'm here on the regular. I'm going to be playing Slate, who's a changeling. He stands out by blending in. We're slowly learning his abilities, what he's up to, what he's into, and figuring out who he is, essentially. And that's it. Very straightforward. Going to keep it on the down low and play it by ear.
Nice. And speaking of down low, that means nothing to me, just other than your sexy voice, John. John.
Oh, I mean, usually when I'm sitting, I'm pretty down low. When I'm standing, I'm pretty up high. Yeah, I'm John. It's your boy Thaco Bear. Bringing in the chill vibes of this here jazz cafe music, serving up some Americanos from the American here in the
nice.
group.
I like that. I really like that.
Yeah. Just a little bit of Kerouac right there, man. Straight from his mouth, channeling it. Yeah, I'm playing. Who am I playing? What's his name? Oh yeah, Sweslin, the perpetually
man.
confused.
You're gonna get hate for that.
Perpetually confused and rapidly aging man-child. Yeah.
I'll
What have
take
you
it.
guys been dreaming about?
That's like that should be his tagline, like Westland.
Yeah.
What you dreaming about?
Oh,
Because everything is just a dream.
It's not there yet.
I just now my poster. If I because we're like talking merch. Don't worry, guys, we're talking merch. But if I get a poster for Westland, I just want in capital letters across it. What? Because that's my that's my jam. I'm in it. Hell yeah. We got some announcements. We'll jump to our social manager, Mr. Kean, to go through all of that jizzy jazz.
Yeah, so socials. We have socials. We have all socials. We have TikTok. We have Twitter. We have Instagram. We have socials. Yes. You can come and be social with us on the socials, which will be appearing there in chat. We're mostly active on these days TikTok because memes are just flying because everything is relatable to a Dungeons and Dragons meme in one way or another, so it's easy to post a lot of memes on TikTok. So come follow us there; it's a lot of fun. We also have our Instagram. We keep it a bit more polished with bits of character art from the NPCs and the boys themselves here. So if you want to see the more polished stuff, follow us there. And I think most importantly for pretty much all of us, Discord. Come and play with us on Discord. We love playing games there and talking to you guys. Lots of different groups you can join in there. Fitness groups, food groups. Rory regularly posts his puppers on the pet page. So yeah, come hang out with us, chat with us.
You also get
channel.
Mr. Spock sometimes too. I'm just saying. You get to see
Mr. Spock.
Mr.
We do.
Spock, yeah.
Mr. Spock, yeah, and lots of food lately, which I'm very much enjoying. So yeah, come to us there, and as well as that, we have our Patreon, which has some huge updates coming soon. Our character videos will be one of those. They are in the works at the moment. Some fantastic, we call it videography, or what we'll call it by Mr. Rory. Just incredible work, and the sound production by Busy Bee is just phenomenal. Still listening to them all on repeat. And we are also now, as you may have seen, there are some gifted subs going off in the chat, so thank you for that. We are affiliates on Twitch, so you can subscribe to us here. Emotes will be coming soon, and likewise on YouTube, you can become a member there. You'll also get emotes over there as well. YouTube members will gain access to our uploads as soon as they go up, rather than waiting until next week. So if you can't get enough of us, you can just finish the stream here, immediately go and watch it all again on the YouTubes when it's up. And I think that is it for my announcements. Unless I've forgotten something, it's possible, but I'm not sure I have.
If so, you're fired.
Damn it.
That seems
not
fair,
again.
right? Like, I mean, that's pretty average. It's pretty on par, I mean.
Fired a week at this time.
Just do fired regardless. Makes sense.
It's like the South Park, oh my god, you killed Kenny. It's just like, oh my god, you fired Kian. With that in mind, we'll jump to our production manager, Mr. Ryan, so we can get through this and get some D&D.
What's up, guys? So, as you know, over the last few weeks, we've been running every Thursday our very own metagaming. It's an in-depth discussion with between interviewer and interviewee. Unfortunately for this week, though, you've only got me to be interviewed by Roper.
Hell yeah.
So you know, if there happens to be any questions you want to ask me about previous campaigns, my own campaign, all that kind of jazz, that's going to be the time to ask it. So make sure you come and see us tomorrow. That's going to be at 7, so 1900 GMT plus 1, running to around 8 o'clock tomorrow anyway. Then also just to remind you as well that Busy's interview from last week will be going live up on the YouTube at the same time as well. Also on Friday we have Zero to Hero back with Roper, guiding us through. This time is going to be discussing balancing combat, which is one that a lot of DMs kind of like other DMs advice on and stuff like that, because it can be a difficult one to do. So it's definitely going to be one to come and hang out and watch and listen to. And don't forget to obviously submit your questions to us, and I'm sure we'll be able to answer a few of those for you. And that's going to be at 5 p.m. 1700 GMT plus 1.
Hell yeah. We had a good conversation about balancing last week, and it was suggested in chat earlier today as well that should be the topic. So I quite like it, and I'm in it. Come hang out, and we just sit there and we talk, and we have a couple DMs in chat. We had Solid and Reprobate and stuff like that hanging out in chat and having a great conversation. So come be one of those people. Have a good conversation. Chit chat with us. So we're going to run our intro in a second, and then Mr. Keane, Mr. Dash, is going to run our recap. I believe that is everything. We flew through that. Excellent. Let's run our video, and let's get started, because I have some TPKs to do. I mean, what? Back in a second. Oh my God. Are back. We are back, and not on mute. That's it. I'm almost there. I have one more of those to do to make it off mute. We're good. Mr. Keane, would you please give us a recap?
Yes, of course. In the Wandering Isles, our brave band explored dreams and bonds in the land. Wesel and Zephyr, beneath trees to confer, in a meal shared, their insights did expand. Dash with Eos spoke from the heart, sought friendship a delicate start. With a plea for no scorn in their world so forlorn, personal ties played their crucial part. Hatsu and Chicken did bond, with a powerball quite beyond. A whimsical scene in their journey serene, a friendship that's now very fond. Telestones from Maleficum came, promised links yet not all felt the same. Some trust did lack and some chose to pack their stones in the ground, hiding the flame. Amid Rihanna and Eos spoke true of lives under society's view. With optimism bright, Eos shed light on embracing oneself to break through. Hatsu pondered his path so bold, in a headphones off moment told. With future insight and ambitions alight, his journey ahead did unfold. Eos and Wesleyan stones did conceal, in distrust of the gift they did feel. Hatsu too did choose to hide from abuse, in a tree his stone would appeal. Lys's vault plans did intrigue, in the Arcanum a daring league. Amid Rihanna did spy, in tunnels did pry, Lys's knowledge a tale quite unique.
Damn. You're not fired anymore. I've taken it back. That was
That's
good.
the best yet.
That's pretty good. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Up there with Wes's one. couple weeks ago.
Yeah, this is good. I like these.
I was taking the poetic lead from Mr. Rhino there.
You missed your chance to play Bard, man. That would have been your calling.
Yeah.
The
You
trick
know,
is
mine wasn't
don't ruin it.
rhyming at all, right?
I know you got a lot of alliteration there, though.
Yeah.
Avoid alliteration always.
But I like it. It's like the evolution of it, right? It starts with alliteration, and then it becomes, the Marvel Comics thing of just like Matt Murdock, like the double M's and stuff, and just we eventually just burst into rhymes and poems, and then we're at session
we
100.
passed the bard apparently. So
Just don't talk for the rest of the session because you'll only bring it down now. So you're at a height, so leave it there. Otherwise,
Quit while you're ahead,
On
kind of
that-
thing.
on-
Yeah.
Yeah.
On that basis of progression, Roper, by the time we get to Richard, he should be rapping it.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready for Richard Rap. You tell me what beat you want, man. I'll get busy on it. We'll. This is a collab. We're in.
this would be like a Blue Peter show. I'll be like Christmas rapping, and it's
And on the rapping is the recap as you like stretch it out.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, if you say anything about Christmas, Roper will cancel you.
Yeah. Well, we'll get. It depends what month it is. In June? Yes, absolutely. I would cancel you. And with that in mind, Mr. Ryan or Miss Amidriana, whichever you prefer. We ended last session with you entering the tunnels beneath the school and within the walls. And it has been a week for you to decide how you would like to approach this or what you would like to do. I believe we ended with footsteps approaching.
I want to stay as quiet as possible, follow, see what she gets up to.
Okay. In that case, we'll start with a very simple request. Give me a stealth check.
Mm.
22.
2. You manage to step into a crack in the walls, and she walks past. You hear the clinking of her heels as she moves past. She's not in stealth mode. She's not trying to hide because... why would she? You follow her for quite some time as she makes her way down the different corridors. Sometimes you stay close, trying to hear if she's speaking or if she's doing anything, and sometimes you stay far so that she doesn't just turn around and see you. This isn't your first rodeo, not even with something like this. She checks different avenues, passageways. She's trying to find something of use to her. Eventually, one of the doorways opens and she emerges in what appears to be an office that you have been in, if even for a moment. In retrospect, actually, I don't know if you have, but you would recognize it as the office of Remington. She's looking for something.
I'm going to keep an eye to see if, one, she finds what she's looking for, or two, if I can see what she's looking for.
On the desk are things that would look valuable in some capacity. It's Rem's office. But she doesn't care about that. Hanging from the wall are pictures and certificates and different things that might be of interest or use to anyone who would enter this office, but not to her. She is rummaging through the bookshelf. After about 5 minutes, she takes her leave towards the exit. With your stealth check, you remain hidden. She is... actually, make an insight check.
Not great at these. No.
4. I wouldn't mind, but the dice was cocked there. It was like 18 or a 4. Like for me on my screen, it was just both. A 4. You can't quite tell, but she doesn't seem like someone who would be as elated and ecstatic as someone who found what she was looking for. She continues searching. But for now, well, as in her search continues. For now, though, she starts to make her way back towards her room. As she does, she suddenly stops and begins to hide. An unusual move when you're the only person in the hallway. What would you like to do?
But if I'm still hidden, I want to listen out for what she may have heard.
Okay, make a perception check actively. I'm going to give you something based on your passive anyway, because you would have heard the same thing, but I just want to know what else you gather. 7. You don't gather too much in terms of your own, like, what is that? But you definitely heard the faint sound of voices carrying through the tunnels.
Okay. Did she elude me from her hiding? Or do I still see her?
No, you can still see her because you had eyes on her, and she's ahead of you. So if she hasn't left that space, then you know where she is. Yeah, I think you would have kept that in your eye. Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm just keeping an eye on her, seeing if she's waiting for someone to come past, and that kind of stuff.
After a moment, she ducks in. You kind of do the same, instinctively. And you hear 2 voices of people talking. At this point, anyone who isn't Ryan, I need your headphones off for a moment, please.
I best get my notepad.
On your passive, this is what you hear. This is technically an active thing, but as I said, I'm going to give you something on the passive. This is what you pick up on. You're sure it's here? Yes, but I don't know where. Somewhere in the school is the sword that we're looking for. And I intend to find it. If we do not, he will kill us. Now, I want you to make an active investigation or perception check. You can do either, but I want to see how much of these guys you see as they move past you.
Okay. It's a 15.
You don't pick up on too much. What you do see is on their arm is a patch. Now, it's not unusual for like a clansman or something to wear it, but they're wearing, in terms of this, they're wearing like darkish robes. They have kind of a balaclava thing going on. You can see their eyes through it. But on their arm is a patch. And this patch is of a blue face with long fangs and white eyes that go across.
Sorry, blue face, fangs.
And white eyes, yeah. This is a representative mark of their specific clan or individual clan, and they are looking for something within this. They continue to walk past and move down, but what's weird is the entire time, you heard them talking. Not a single footstep, not a single, like, shuffle. You know, even if you've got sneakers, you get the squeak, or, you know, even if you're wearing slippers, you get that kind of sound as you, like, scrape across the ground. Nothing. Not a peep. If it weren't for the fact that they were having an active conversation and that you heard them coming, you may not have known they were there. If she hadn't have reacted to it, you may not have known they were there.
Does she change her movement to go follow them?
She like sleuths out from the wall. She looks to see if they're gone, and she goes the other way. She's not dealing with these people at all. At this point, I'm going to bring the rest of the group in for just a moment to give them so they can hear again.
Ian's not watching.
Yes. I was waiting for each one. Like, it kind of went in a clockwise motion there. So she makes her way down the corridor in the opposite direction to these people.
Fucking Roper. Okay. Where is she heading back to? Do I know? Can I work it out?
I don't know why, but that might be my biggest compliment of my DM career. Is like, fucking Roper, because you know already. Sorry, could you repeat the question? Sorry, I was a bit distracted. Apologies.
That's all right. It's just a fucking deliberate tease for me. I know it is. It's like, well, I asked, can I work out where she's going? Like, does it seem like is she just around the corner from the room, from her room?
She's
'Cause you
heading
said last
back. Yeah,
session that
she's
there was a connecting point that went to her room, which is how she was
kind
dipping in
of
and
her.
out.
I'll clarify and say it's her hallway, not necessarily just
Yeah.
her. Like you don't walk into her dorm, but
Yeah,
because otherwise Dash will just hang out in there.
yeah, she's not Coraline in it, like.
But it does, yeah, exactly. But it does lead to her hallway as well as it does to yours and to other ones. There are up and downs to this. This is like an interconnecting hallway. The best way that I could explain it, because I was thinking about it during the week, is like, what is the best way to describe what this actually is? You know, in the old vintage speakeasy setups, the way they had the, like this whole thing going behind the walls, like that's where the alcohol was, that's where even events and stuff would happen. This feels like that. If you didn't know what a speakeasy was, obviously your character wouldn't know this, but you as a player, for your understanding, this feels like this kind of interconnecting hallway that a speakeasy would have. The likelihood is that this was originally designed for like security or a quick escape. If you're trying to clear out this place quickly to make sure that nobody gets hurt, this would probably be a very good network of tunnels to do that.
Yeah.
Actually like X-Men as well. Do you remember they had that Colossus, I think, opened the wall or something, and they all went down the tunnel.
That's right.
Yeah.
I assume I would know these types of tunnels anyway from back home. Because
like I said, this isn't your first rodeo. Yeah,
this is getting in and getting out of the city without being seen kind of places. Gotcha. Right. But where she's heading back seems to be back towards her room.
She just got startled by the existence of these people, and she's getting the fuck out of here in case there's more. Yeah.
Okay. Keeping an eye on the two people and where they're going. I want to wait until she's out of distance, and then I'm going to try and follow them as quietly as possible.
Okay.
But I am staying far enough back so that if shit were to happen, I could easily get away.
Sure. I'm going to get another stealth check from you, but I'll give you advantage because you're keeping your distance.
I'm freaking glad I had that. So that's a 22.
Okay, 22. They don't notice you directly, but they look like they could, should, or would notice you. You are just being extremely cautious based on experiences with maybe like Hatsu, Dash, moving around your own dorms and stuff like that. You're familiar with people who may pay. Actually, Dash has shit perception, but like the rest of you, like the rest trying to get around without like being noticed too much by other people, you would get this kind of experience. It feels the same, right?
Do I recognize that patch from home, from
make a history check for me? It would be incredibly difficult, so I'm going to say make a disadvantage one for me, because this is not one you would see frequently, but maybe.
My disadvantage
14.
still 14.
This is definitely not something you have seen. But this is one of those times which I'll lean into and say that based on your role, the fact that you haven't seen it is probably more telling than if you had. There's something about that that's like, why don't I know what this patch is? You get that feeling rather than anything else. Like, I've seen a lot of shit. I know a lot of people cross my path. What the fuck is that?
Okay, and they never gave the name of it. They just said the item.
Yeah, no, they never said anything beyond that, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to keep following them, see if they say any more. See if they lead to any particular places.
They are doing almost what she was doing. So they are clearly looking for a specific exit. The only difference is where she found what she was looking for. She clearly didn't have a full understanding of a mapping of this tunnel system yet, but she could figure out kind of loosely what she was going for. But she is having a more difficult time. They are having a more difficult time navigating this place than she is. They are newer to this, but they clearly knew this was here. The more likely answer being that they probably had preliminary prep work done before arriving. She's figuring it out as she goes. She just had more time to do that. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah. Okay. So keeping on them, seeing if they go into any particular room, and if they say any more.
Okay. The conversation isn't super loud unless they're deep in the tunnels. So they clearly have an understanding of when they're nearing doorways or some sort of system like that. The
Too
conversation,
close to the floor kind of thing.
yeah, the conversation mostly leans more into at this point, would it be here? And they're like, they would check, like kind of lean the door open a little bit, check out, close it again. No, it must be somewhere else. This doesn't look right. They're clearly looking for, I'll say because you stuck with them, I'll just give you this rather than rolling. They're looking for some sort of dormitory. That's clearly what they're looking for. They have mentioned that in passing and stuff like that. They're not overly talking. They know what they're doing. They're just sometimes more of a reaffirmation than a conversation. Does that make sense? They're not, it's only business that they're discussing. They're not, so if they do it, it's very short bursts and short information. I don't know how better to
Okay. I need to ask a question, but I need everyone to take their headphones off for a second because it might relate to someone.
Okay, sorry, boys. Get them headphones off. Get them off. Get them off. John, get the headphones off.
Oh.
Sorry, go
Right.
ahead.
Do these guys have the same dress wear as Hatsu? And have I noticed whether he has any special blade or anything?
They are dressed in a similar way to Hatsu. Not the exact same or anything like
No.
that. But there's a similarity between that. But they are different. Whereas Hatsu looks more streamlined for speed and stuff like that, these guys, in your experience, would look more like they're in your business. They look like assassins. They do not look like thieves or stealth masters. They are good at stealth, but they look like they are also very capable of taking out a target, and they're ready to do that. That's more what it looks like.
Okay. And like, are they heading towards what I would assume to be our quarters? Like, basically, I'm trying to work out if I'm putting two and two together, right, that they could be after Hatsu's sword.
Okay. If they're looking for your quarters, right now they're going in the wrong direction for it. Where Lissa went was the correct direction for your quarters because she's above you guys. That's where she is. So, like, with her being a floor technically above you and directly in the dorm section, they haven't found this yet. They are
Right.
walked away from that. She walked towards it. So
Oh, so this is a different dorms they're looking for. I can work out then.
that, or they just haven't figured out where the dorms are yet. They went the wrong way somewhere. Should have taken a left turn at Albuquerque.
Okay. So okay, with that in mind, I'm intentionally paying more attention to whether they say anything about the item that would relate to what I know of Hatsu's or anyone else's then.
They're not, but they aren't necessarily talking about what they have to do because they know what they have to do.
Yeah,
right? So it's
yeah,
like
that
it's not a
kind of-
conversation.
gotcha.
So like the fact that you overheard the thing about the sword was just a very passing, fleeting comment.
Gotcha.
It's not that they're having an active conversation about this job.
Okay, well I'm going to stay on them then until they get into where they want to go, or at least where they think they want to go, and try and work out. So
Yeah,
the
they
guys-
have actively said that they're looking for dorms. Like that's what they're looking for. They have actively spoken that. So they are just making their way, let's call it counterclockwise, around this doorway system. It's taking quite a while because this tunnel network is big. They also have to figure out floor and stuff. So it's going to take some time to do that. You can do that if you want to, but just so that you're aware, this is a commitment of time that they'll be doing.
no, absolutely. I want to see if I can work out what they're after and where they're after it.
What I'll do is make it sound like you died. I'm going to get them to put their headphones on. I'm just going to switch to them. They have no idea what happened. So I'm just going to fuck with them. Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's for drama
Thanks.
for them.
Yeah, it worked.
I don't like to look around space.
Don't worry about it. On that
What?
note, what are you guys doing?
That's a very good question.
I think we were still in the classroom when we
Mhm.
finished up last time. It was myself, Slate.
I'm pretty sure it was most of you
Hatsu?
except Adriana, right? Yeah.
Yeah. You're in the
Alyssa
stealth
asked you to
path?
follow her, I think, or something like that. Or no, she said she'll meet you at your
Yeah.
rooms later. That's what it was, right?
Yeah,
And
that's
she
what it was,
left.
yeah. So if we're still in the stealth classroom, then might go and speak to the teacher.
Sure. Let me just remember who that is. Absolutely. So you want to go speak to the teacher, and the teacher of stealth is Myrtle Sly. Sorry. Yeah.
I mean, with a name like that, of course she's going to teach stealth. Hello. I'm not quite sure. Should I address you as professor or ma'am?
So Myrtle Sly is a. I'm just going to speak to the player rather than the character in this moment. A turtle, quite sleek shell. Definitely wears a headband. Could be any number of 4 colors. Hard to tell. Unsure which weapon they carry. Could be a bow staff. Could be sai. Hard to tell. It is a very stealthy turtle. Let's just call it that for legal reasons. Possibly a
I guess
ninja turtle.
she's just stealthy because she's slow.
She
She's
moves
white.
so slow, she's imperceptible.
You're eating a Zargnet. I can see it. What would you like to say to Myrtle?
Myrtle, I have maybe a rather curious question.
Yes.
In obviously practicing these skills here in the classroom is all well and good, but if we were to bring that into the real world, as much as you can call it the real world here in the school, would there be any extracurricular activities one could engage into to practice any, like, shall we say, restricted locations that you could challenge us to find our way into or out of, or anything like that?
Well, while we don't condone thievery of our compatriots or our allies or anything of that nature, the school is mostly open to all of our students. With that in mind, I suppose we could set up a course for you. This would happen in time anyway.
Yes, that could be fun. You must understand I don't intend to steal, but if there would be a place where, my roommates and I could challenge ourselves, who could get into someone's office without being noticed, for example, or part of the library, or any other type of locations you could think of that we could do basically in our own time without getting into, trouble that would get us expelled.
Well, she thinks for a moment, but like a her moment, not a you moment. So it's about like 30, 40 seconds.
Kind of stand there.
The problem with that is that we usually know where you are at all times and can tell when you go to certain places, making it extremely difficult for you to sneak in, I suppose, anywhere, really.
Oh, I wasn't aware we were being tracked in that manner. I would have
It's not a
said something.
manor, it's more of a castle, really.
Yes, forgive me. What I mean is I wasn't aware that our comings and goings were so minutely monitored?
Well, GDPR hasn't been created yet, so what are you gonna do? She basically, it's just part of the function of the school. Just to speed this up tremendously. It's just a function of the school. It's just part of it. It's not something they actively monitor. It's just in case someone goes missing or gets eaten by something.
Yeah. And now, forgive me, I'm not really up to speed with magic as a whole, but are these enchantments that utilize to, I suppose, keep us safe?
Oh, sorry. I thought there was more to that. Yes, well, we only use them when we have to.
Okay, that is good to know. Thank you, I guess. I'll have to think of other ways to practice these abilities outside the classroom. But that course would be lovely. Thank you.
Yes, of course. We will establish this once you're more skilled in the subject.
Much obliged.
Like your friend,
Okay.
Lissa. She's very good at it.
She is. She's annoyingly good at it. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hatsu sneaks up behind Dash, and he goes, "I also have a question."
I had to.
Would that kind of magic also track people that are dead?
Well, in the castle, probably.
That is astonishing. How does that work?
I don't know. I am the stealth teacher. Perhaps you should speak to one of our more arcane compatriots.
Thank you.
It's a good idea. Walk back to Slate, I guess, and
By the time you sit down, she's gone.
relay what information we got.
Hatsu's gonna mimic his walk, like he's
Like
going
right
step
under
by
his
step
heel.
with him.
So after sharing that with me, I'm going to just reiterate what you've just told me and say, so you've signed up for an agility course like the dogs do.
Woof woof.
Okay.
No, the dogs get rewarded for it, so.
Practice is practice, I guess.
Sure.
But I'm more concerned about the magical tracking. That's a bit of a nuisance.
Depends on what you want to do. They have to be actively watching it from what you're explaining. The fact that they can do it doesn't mean that they are. Surely they have more important things to be doing at all hours of the day.
One would hope.
Choose your
Yes.
moment.
Starting to sound like Lissa.
I start to look like Lissa.
Don't do that.
This is conflicting. I'm going to leave. Just walk out of the classroom.
I would. The rest of you who aren't conflicted, what are you doing?
Well, technically, this is day off, if I remember correctly. So she's going to head on to the library, and she's going to see if they need any library assistance.
Oh, damn. That is a good question. So, the person who runs the library is a rather human-looking person with black kind of hair, and it's a little bit wavy and all over the place and looks a little unkept. It's not super long. It's not even shoulder length. It's just down. Think Snape on a bad hair day.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't seem surprised when you come up behind him to start talking at all. He doesn't seem caught off guard or anything. And he doesn't look towards you either as you start talking. What are you saying to this gentleman?
Oh, hello, sir. My name is Eos. I was inquiring if you need any help with the library.
He takes a deep breath. Well, my name is Odium. Yes, if you wish to help the library staff, that would be appreciated. I do have other teachings that need to be done.
Absolutely, it would be a great honor. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Do you have experience with this kind of thing? Or is this something that... well, then it would be my pleasure. This time he turns and he shakes your hand, but as you look towards him, your eyes glow purple and his resonate the same as yours as he shakes your hand, and then they go back to normal.
Perfect. Yeah.
You have free reign of the library. Should you need anything, you just feel free to let us know.
Eos takes a step back. She looks around going, where should I start?
Wherever you like. There's a pile of books by the desk of returned books from today. You are free to begin. You may sort them. Just make sure you sort them alphabetically by author. And make sure that they're in the correct locations. Arcane books go in the arcane section. Novels go in the novel section, both fantasy, fiction, or split into, of course, autobiographical.
Perfect.
Or
Eos puts
historical.
She'll put on her little gloves, crack her knuckles. She's like, I'll get started.
He just keeps working away, but like unnervingly still. Like he just reaches out, moves things, and he puts them up. But the rest of his torso just not moving. He's very unnerving in that sense.
Fantastic. That's what Eos will now do.
Great. Mr. Hatsu, I will jump to you. What are you doing, my friend?
Hatsu is going to have more swords training. So last week he focused more on fist fighting and kicks and stuff. So this week's practice gonna be more sword and sword, I would say.
Just practicing with his weapons.
Short sword, yeah.
Both at once. Just juggling them.
Both at once. And he's trying to figure out which moon phase it is, actually.
Yeah, it's I do have them written down, but I may need to look them up for you. But at the moment, because there's 2 moons, not just one.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get the so the first moon, the whole moon, the complete moon, is about 3/4 bright, we'll call it. And the other one is just a sliver of light. That has to make sense to you because I don't know the names.
Yep.
Perfect.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, that's what he's about to do.
Perfect. Excellent. And I'll send you the names of like all of the stuff, the names of the moons and everything. I'll send you that
fine.
shortly. I have it all for you anyway. Excellent. Mr. Slate, what are you up to today, my friend?
So, having taken time in previous days and weeks, going up and down the castle, corridors, classrooms, attending all sorts of random classes and trying my hand at everything I could find and trying my hand at being anyone I could find, and learning the basics of people's routines and what people should be doing on certain days to some degree. I would like to go looking in search of Chance, the
Chance
other
Artifice,
change.
yeah.
Yeah.
Easy to find.
I'd like
yeah.
to go in search of where I think he should be at this time.
Sure. He's very easy to find. He has his own office. All of the teachers would have their own space or office or whatever. Him in this case, he just has an office because he does multiple things at the school. Hello, Slate.
Hello. And I'm going to flick him the bag of coins that he gave me in the bar that time.
He'll catch it. He'll just reach up and catch it, but he's maintaining eye contact with you. So
Why am I
staying?
here?
Because it's what's best.
For who?
Hopefully you.
According to...
We run a very extensive selection process. We only take those who we would deem necessary. Many people come and go from this school, and we ask nothing in return. Those who are untrained tend to get hurt or worse. We choose who we can to prevent that from happening to, and to maybe keep you out of Scorchwood.
I find it interesting you mention we, and you talk about something for nothing. In my experience, these aren't things that I like to hear, but I'm here while I'm here. So if I've something to learn or something to gain, for now I'll stay. Apparently, I can do what you can do, or you can do what I can do. So I'm here for you to help me, because if it doesn't benefit me to stay, I have no reason to stay.
Yes. I will help you with that particular power. But that is not why you were chosen.
Why was I chosen?
You should sign up for a class with Gig. Mr. Schniezek. He would benefit you greatly. He is who teaches performance in this school.
Coincidentally, Chance, that's what I've spent this week doing. I've been working on my performance and a little of a few other things. But I need to know more, and I need to know now.
What can I help you with right now?
I need to know more about why I can do what I can do. Why can you do what you do?
My powers come from a place beyond me. I do not know, is the answer. I wish that I did. Some people in this school will tell tales of learning their abilities from a young age, but I know not who I was at a young age. They talk about growing up with families, but I know not if I have one. I walk these aisles alone. But this school is safe for me and has helped me let go of a lot of anger.
I'd say at this point it'd be obvious that he's Slate's deep in thought, deep in thinking over the words that he's just heard and trying to look for more and trying to understand maybe what was omitted or, something. So I'd like to make a check if I can to try and understand, is he truthful, is he lying, how do I feel about what it is that he's telling me, because I need to know more, and I need to know if this is more or if this is just a line.
So 2 things there. 1, I appreciate you not just shouting inside check, and 2, I can't tell you how you feel about it, but what I can do is give you more information based on an insight check from this situation. I can tell you how his appearance and demeanor come from, but how the feeling comes from you. So if you want to roll an insight check for me.
Yep.
"21, damn. He is a little forlorn, lost, and sad. If he's lying, he's fucking excellent at it. Because you would probably be able to tell.
Feeling very unsure about the conversation, the content, what exactly I'm trying to gain, and feeling like not sure where to take the conversation. I'm going to steer it back to something more normal to bring the tempo back to the conversation and bring the awkwardness and the feeling away from both of us, knowing that he's feeling that lost, that sad, considering he was just telling me about feeling safe and as such telling me in some ways how great this place was in his own words, in his own way. I'm going to go back to the performance classes, so I'm going to talk to him about that. So I'm going to change my demeanor, kind of change my stance, change my facial expressions, and try and, come across more engaging, interesting, change the atmosphere. So these performance classes.
Yes.
Where do I go? How do I do it?
There is something we recognize within you from other students who have come before, and we feel that your abilities are best channeled through performance. But I cannot tell you which. You need to find your path on that.
At this moment, I think I would start to look that little bit sickly, that little bit pale, that little bit stressed, anxious, the head pounding, starting to struggle with everything, starting to feel adrift, I suppose is the best way to explain it. And I'm just going to thank you for your time. Thank you for the information. I'll think on what we've spoke of. I'd very much like to see you again in the coming days. I've much to learn. There's much I don't understand. It seems like you're further along a similar journey than me. I would like to trust you, and I would like, at the very least, to learn from you.
I'll teach
And
what
then
I
I'll just bid him good day and go.
He nods towards you as you leave. Yeah. He there's like a hesitation that he wants to speak, and then he holds it because he knows that this conversation will continue, probably several times, and that he needs to give you your time. He, of all people, know how it feels, and he knows what he needed when he was on this part of your journey. So.
And then once I go into the corridor, I'm just going to take a couple of minutes, do some breathing exercises, regain composure, and then I'm going to change my form into another student and just mingle and disappear into the crowd.
Cries in Ezio Auditory. Perfect, yeah, absolutely. On that note, Westlin, you're coming back from your trip to the woods, to the woodlands, I believe. What are you doing, my friend?
Wondering what happens to summer. Checking the leaves. Looking at the life cycle of the insects around me to see if there's anything out of place. See if there's maybe just some way that I'm just not seeing something correctly.
I don't know why we're borderline Green Daying lyrics on a lot of this today, but summer has come and gone.
Just wake me up when September ends.
Yeah, September's about to end, so you're about halfway through it. With that, like, it doesn't matter what you look at, what calendar you look at, who you talk to, the date is a constant. Which you can tell me if that's common in your dreams or not, but the date is a constant. As the days change, the date changes, but for all intents and purposes, you have missed summer.
Super weird. And aside from that, reflecting on the practice of attempting to sleep, whatever that state of being is, to go deeper. Need to go deeper. We have to go deeper. That place that I was in, where there was that voice, the thing in the woods. Still probably don't have it entirely right. Maybe that's the missing thing that I'm just not quite getting my hands around, or I don't know. But it is definitely troubling and bothersome, and occupies most of his thoughts at the moment.
Over time, it's not that sleep is finding you, but I will say that you are rediscovering what it means to sleep. If you don't want to commit to laying down in a bed and falling asleep, your body is finding new ways to overcome that challenge. And as you meditate, those trances become part of the sleep for you. You find solace and comfort. You find relaxation. And you find a sense of calm and ease from the meditations. And in lieu of actual sleep, this feels right. This would sustain you. Yeah.
Do I go anywhere when I'm in that space? Is that where summer went?
I'll answer your question by asking a question. Do you go somewhere when you're in that state? Because ultimately only Westland knows. I would be stealing from you to determine that for you.
I think it's all still a bit of a blur. He doesn't know.
I don't know if we'll ever know what it means for like an infant when they go to sleep. Do they dream? Do they have coherent dreams? Is it consistent? But I do imagine that, given how the brain develops, that when you're young, your dreams are less coherent and more like, say, a cartoon or an abstract piece of art where there's just blocks and shapes and things coming at you and things happening. And as you progress as a person, those things become more based on your life because you have a more vivid idea of what it means to be alive and what pictures you want to draw and what things your brain wants to see. I think in terms of Westland, although he himself, he's not mentally underdeveloped at all. That's not a thing for him. But I do feel like in the state of dreaming, that would be a thing for him. So my impression for Westland would be that although he's living life and experiencing things, and he has experienced a lot, that part of his brain is underdeveloped. So he's learning this with each trance. Would that be fair to say?
It's fair.
That would be probably the best interpretation I could give of that. But I think with every trance, it becomes more lucid or coherent, and
He is going to be doing his best to get back to that place that he was at, the edge of the woods. Is going to put a lot of effort into, with each session, to will himself there. Certain that it would be a challenge.
mentally, is he calling out to the edge of the woods? Or is he calling out to the edge of the woods with the voice? Like, is he trying to go where he was? Or is this something he just wants to go to in a metaphorical sense?
I think at this stage he doesn't know. It's all a little confusing. All of it at once, which I think is probably the crux of his problem, as focus in this space is most likely his greatest weakness.
There's an irony in that, because obviously for a human to fall asleep, the brain needs to go quiet. Now Westland has a lot of noise, he has a lot of questions, and because of that, it is creating that interference in his dreams. So there is a slight learning, I guess, that he needs to go through to quieten his mind. And as he does gradually learn this, that would probably be when things like tree lines begin to develop and become more consistent rather than, like I said, a blurry shape or an amalgamation of things. Yeah. So through the trance and meditation, he needs to find his quiet. And I think that at this point that would be becoming clear, although he wouldn't have the formal training or understanding of how to do that. No one has ever showed Westland how to quiet his mind or how to deal with his thoughts or process his emotions or deal with his feelings. Westland has been very much on his own, discovering all of these things about himself. So this is just a new part of that for him.
These thoughts will fill his mind as he makes his way back to the main structure, the castle itself.
When you make your way back and you walk through the we'll call it the hallway. Adriana, the door opens in front of you as you're watching these people, and they do spot Westland, and they lean back in and close the door. At this point, they're pretty close to your dorms.
Wherever they go, I'm following.
Eventually, they open a corridor. Open a doorway in a corridor. That is pretty much directly on the dorms that they're looking for. And this time, they did make the left turn at Albuquerque, because they have found their prize. And they step back in. We wait for night. The other one just goes, And they sit down, and they begin their own trance. as they wait for time to move. What'd you like to do?
There's the very tiniest brief thought of that rock would have come in handy right now.
Probably would have rang right now, to be fair.
Yeah, probably. Dash, have you seen my socks? No, I don't give a fuck where your socks are. I'm in the library. Like, I sit and I watch. And while they're like that, I basically want to mentally take in everything about these that I can pick out.
I'm pretty sure that based on what I've given you so far, there isn't too much more to add to that. They're not doing anything. They're very stationary, kind of, I don't know, would sedentary even call. I don't even know if that's strong enough. They are like statuesque. They are.
Do they have a smell about them? Do they have like, they've come in through a sewer, that they've come through woods? Is there any?
It unnerves
organic?
the back of your mind that they don't have a scent about them.
Okay. Yeah, I keep watching. And do I get the understanding that this would be a trance similar to mine?
Similar. My mental picture of it is Phantom Menace, Qui-Gon waiting for the doors to open.
But like, they're doing it for hours, right? It's not just...
Oh yeah, like, but they are like, this isn't a meditation, legs crossed, this isn't that. This is them basically kneeling back on their knees, like ready with their arms down and their head down. This is a very, very strict guided meditation. They have to find what they're looking for through that. That is something you learn. That's not something you grow up doing or encounter. That is strict training.
My knees hurt at the sound of that.
Yeah, my old ass knees are cracking just thinking about it.
Yeah, keep an eye on them. Till they make their move, I'll make the move with them, but behind them, and depending on what they do, I will essentially be the reverse way out, and I won't let them pass, kind of thing.
Cool. Yeah, no worries. To move things along, at this point, the rest of you have eaten. You're heading back to your dorm, respectively. Each of you are in your common area of the dorms, just to kind of put you together. You can leave if you want to, but just to kind of regroup. The only person missing and that you haven't seen pretty much all day, and most of this week, if I understand correctly as well, is Madriana.
Has anyone seen a Madriana this week? Or today?
No. I don't attend the same classes, so...
I expected to see her. Well, I guess I didn't expect to see her in the stealth class.
Oh, she must be very good at it.
I remember rightly, I left a note for Dash saying like something stupid in that stealth class. I was listening to their conversation and I left a note or something, if I remember rightly, from last session.
Yeah, I don't know if you left an emote. Oh, sorry, an emote. I'm just reading chat. I don't know if you left a note.
Table.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a note alright pinned somewhere. I can't remember what it was, I'm afraid.
I think it was like in your pocket or something. I can't remember, but yeah.
Pinned it somewhere, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I was hoping to speak to, but Eos, I could use your advice actually.
Oh?
While we're
No, don't ask Lisa out on a date. You're bad news.
I don't want to date Lisa. I have no interest in her whatsoever. She's
actions speak
just
louder than words, Mr. Dash.
I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, no, nothing to do with that. I have very little knowledge of the arcane, and I figure you might know quite a bit more. Myself and Slate and Hatsu were discussing with Miss Sly, the stealth teacher, just how we might challenge ourselves, and while I was probing to see where might that vault be that Lissa was on about, but she mentioned that the teachers can pretty much see where we are at all times through magical means. They would have to actively act on it, I gather, but I don't know what that might entail, or how can we even tell? Would you?
A few things I've read about previously. Daddy DM, is that going to be an Arcana or a History check?
That's a really good question. What are you trying to determine out of that, though? Because it could be both. So
Based on that description of some way to track people with magic, would Eos remember reading any specific spells or ways of doing so?
I would say I'm going to give you Arcana more than History, but I'm going to give you both, because I'm going to say one to determine if you've ever experienced anything like this. One, if you've experienced anything like this in your past specifically. I nearly spoiled something. I don't want to spoil anything.
You're grand.
But the other side would be then Arcana. So do History first, and then Arcana to see if you've read anything about this through the books that you have also gone through.
Let's go. So we got
Oh my god. A 9 and a 7. So the 9 on History, you have experienced the overall knowledge that tracking is available in terms of Arcana and History, but it's never been something that you've expressly gone through yourself, and you don't have an upfront massive knowledge about it, but you know that it exists. It doesn't surprise you that it exists, but that based on those roles, that would be it. Yeah.
Okay. Dash, I remember reading about. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. Was it a wizard or a sorcerer? But in the library, there are certain sorcerers that previously in history that you would be learning about eventually if you attend any of the arcane classes. Check it out, look into it. It's in section Delta, row 7.
Thank you. Section Delta, row 7.
Actually, with the library experience, maybe I could have given you advantage. I'll consider that in the future.
Almost like they have a detection system to see if people try to steal their stuff, right? I'm just looking at that.
Would you?
And almost coincidentally, on that moment, the door is knocked upon. I just knocked my fan off.
What? Oh, that's the door, Weslin. Shall I? I'll go answer the door.
Yeah, I have my tea. Go out some more.
Ooh, more peppermint? Could you make me a cup while I...
Yes, I'll do that.
Coming.
He's coming.
While he goes to the door, I turn to Eos and I go, he also signed up for an agility course, some kind of time trial. I think there's dogs involved.
Dogs? What kind of dogs? An idea?
No clue.
Oh, Slate, do you want any tea?
No, thank you.
All right, okay. If you need anything, let me know. I'll go over there.
Actually, on that note, I do, but we'll talk later. The door.
You open the door, Alyssa's there, like, the one time I knock, I try to be courteous, and this is how you thank me?
I never expected.
I will use your window in future. Thank you so much. She brushes past you. Hi, everyone.
Hey, I said, do you want a cup of tea?
Come on in.
Yes,
my
peppermint, please.
Perfect.
So I'll just...
That was my last fucking tea bag.
I'll just walk out the door and close it, but I won't.
Sleep.
Just... I'll close the door, turn to Alyssa. Well, welcome. Make yourself at home.
She's
guess.
already sitting down with her legs crossed, and she's just expectantly waiting the tea. And she has already made herself at home. She stole that before your invite.
I don't want to be unpolite, but I think you're sitting in Westland's room.
Yes, well, he has another.
There you go.
Well, that's not for you to decide, I guess. He's a little bit more harsh.
Fair.
What?
Does that make Weslin's room the common room? Should we go in there?
Guess we have to ask Westland.
I haven't had enough coffee for these logistics.
Well, you all figure it
Wes
out.
is confused.
What is it?
What do you guys talk about?
I came here to have this conversation. Is your party isn't fully here? What's happening?
Yeah. Have you seen a Madriana at all?
Not recently.
Interesting.
Isn't that the point?
I guess so.
The fact that I see you so often is a failure of your abilities, not a failure of hers.
I don't know why you keep assuming I tried to be stealthy.
Has anyone checked her room?
That would be so fucking funny.
No, actually.
She's
I
just
don't go to the
in
room. I
corner
just stay
watching
sitting and just look at the room from where I am.
Does anyone go to her room?
Yes, I'll go to her room.
You go to her room, you knock, you like open it slightly, and chicken comes running out. But then you just she's not in there, so you close the door.
Oh, Wesleyan, chicken was in Madriana's room. I just sniffed real quick just in case he left anything behind.
No, he's house trained.
You sure that's the real chicken?
No, to be honest.
As you look over, he's already eating a piece of chicken.
Oh wait, yeah, that's definitely chicken.
Something that Dash would notice because nobody else has it is that she has a balcony.
Oh.
She has a balcony with open doors out to the,
That's right, yeah.
to the sky.
That explains quite a bit. Anyway, Lissa, you have plans?
My plans were to come here and discuss everything with you, but if your party is tardy...
I gather if Madriana wanted to be here, she would, and she may already know a lot of what we're discussing. I just kind of glance around, just in case.
Like, just hanging from the ceiling or something?
Like Batman style, yeah.
Yeah, she just brands you.
On top of the bookshelf.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 25, you don't see me.
Did you roll for stealth? Yeah, well, 25. You definitely don't see her, but that could also be because she just isn't in the fucking room.
Did you know that the teachers can use magic to, well, see what exactly we're doing at any given moment?
She takes out her necklace and holds it up. What do you think this is for? What's wrong with you?
What is it?
Always assume people are watching.
What is that?
Well, first it's a fucking necklace. Have you seen one?
Always with the sarcasm. Just give me a straight bloody answer.
Yes, well. It
I
protects
walk-
you from such things.
I'd like to walk over as Dash, walk straight up to her and go, as you know, my family are jewelers, and start to reach for what she has around her neck.
She just, like, closes up her collar. Yes. I actually do like this one more, though.
Then I change back to myself, punch him in the arm, and laugh and walk away.
I like Slate Dash a lot. I like Slate Dash a lot, man.
The caricature is brilliant. My family weren't. Never mind.
Weren't they?
No. Make clothes.
I don't know what your father did. You don't really speak of him. I'm learning.
Dash has a father?
Had. Past tense.
Oh, sorry.
He dashed away.
Eos looks at Hatsu and goes,
He dashed out for some milk.
I
Never came back.
I wield a dagger, but never have I stabbed anyone in the back quite like that. That was good.
Ouch.
I give to tease.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very
yeah.
much. Yes.
Stuff is really.
Next to Lissa.
So, this is kind of a therapy session, I guess.
No, not therapy. I assume it's a planning session for Lissa's lunacy.
Oh, I'm here. No,
Terrible set.
he's right. I'm here to discuss your innate father issues. Yes.
I take out 2 beers from the stash that I got previously, I crack them both, hand one to Wesleyan, and sit down.
Nice.
Yeah, Wesleyan definitely is down for a beer.
Right.
Well, planning's off to a great start. Have you found the vault?
No.
No. Any leads?
I'm here for a slightly different reason.
Oh?
I would like to talk to your group and come clean.
About?
I'm not used to this. My name is Lissa Sablewood. I am...
An alcoholic. Okay.
Yes, well, it's the only way to get through with being around you for so long, so, needs must. When I was a teenager, I had to put a lot of work into hiding and blending in. Palperoth is not what you would call forgiving. As such, I became very aware of opportunities to make money. And Dash and I met on a job. We were both trying to get something, though I do not know that he knows what it is named, but it was called the Sapphire of Serendipity. It is rumored or legend to be so powerful it can control the fates themselves, but realistically it's just a very pretty stone.
Those elite sorts are always so full of what their things actually do.
Well, what I didn't explain to Dash is that it's not that neither of us got it. I actually did. Apologies.
What?
Well, I didn't know you and I didn't trust you, and now that I do know you, I still don't trust you.
Well, that's wise.
I have a small nest egg. But what I'm looking for is something so big that I don't have to do this, and that I don't have to hide in the streets of Palperoth, but instead I can belong there, in the eyes of the Palpers. The issue with that is that I'm always keeping my ear to the ground even when I don't mean to be, and I picked up wind that there is a vault here that holds powerful artifacts, and I don't use that word lightly. My intention would be to gain access to this vault and retrieve at least one of these artifacts so that I may sell it and be done with this life and move on to one that I feel is more my speed. My intention is never to hurt anybody when I steal. I do it quite targeted, like Dash. That is one thing we agree in. We take from the people who don't need it. We do not take from the people who cling on to it for dear life. A lot of what I have taken, I have given to people in need, with the intention of balancing what I have done. But I do not take lives, I do not kill people, I do not leave people in a situation where they would be killed or anything. If I knew that taking something would result in a death, that would go against my bar. I am a thief. A burglar. Not a murderer.
And a damn good one, if we're being honest.
The issue that I have is that, as you rightly noticed, you are being tracked. And I can get around this school very quickly, without issue. But I cannot find this fucking vault. I have seen chambers appear from nowhere. I know they have a weapons room. I know they have a place where they keep robes and they materialize things and they work on things, but none of these scream a vault of artifacts. There is a room here somewhere, and I cannot for the life of me figure out how to get into it. But I am also aware that my actions here are causing a rift between all of you and Dash. So I put this on the table intentionally. Either I will separate from this group and do this on my own and leave Dash out of this, as he has made clear. He has different intentions to follow this, but I am not trying to cause a divide in my only friend. If it causes grief to all of you that I am a part of this, I will stop. Step away from your group. And then continue. So you are separated from my actions. But in truth, I could also use a lot of your help. A lot of you are really badasses. And Dash just isn't, so it would be great to have more people on team, you know?
May I ask a question?
Holy shit, where did you come from?
From the shadows, I guess.
Appropriate, yes. Of course you may ask a question.
So you mentioned that you steal from the rich that took from the poor to give it back to the poor. Is that right?
Or the rich that just are super fucking rich. But yes, I give to myself
one way
and
or
I'm poor.
another,
And then sometimes
one
also...
way or another, it's the same. But do you think that the people that are in charge here do all the schooling and everything to make bad people do bad things? What I'm trying to ask you is, do you think you see the whole? Because I don't think you do. If you take something from a place like this, where everybody can be themselves, where everybody gets a chance to become the best version of themselves, to help the poor people, to help to build up better systems, do you think that is a noble thing to do?
My path is not one of nobility. My destination is one of nobility. I have to build my way there. We're not all born noble.
So then you're not better than the noble people that oppress the poor people, because they take from you what they need to reach their target. You're not a better person.
What do I call you? Do I call you Hatsu?
You can call me whatever you want me to call.
Where do you think people like Malachi Darkthorn came from and learned all of their power? Where do you think Asmos the Ripper Mage, one of the most prolific serial killers of our lifetime, came from? They learned their powers here. They can mask it as trying to help you, but they create villains too. The story is not one-sided.
So, if you would have kids, and your kids kill people, I should be allowed to kill you because you did bring bad stuff to the world, right? If you show people a way, that doesn't necessarily mean that they will take the right path. It's always an active decision to make for yourself. That's why I'm asking you, do you want to be the change, or do you want to be part of the problem?
Why does it have to be one or the other? Why can't I be a positive change and still follow the path that I'm on? You say it like it's black and white, but this world is full of color.
I don't do. I'm just giving you a case with this institution. I don't tell you stop your path. I just tell you think about this place a little deeper than just a place full of rich, noble people that try to keep all the power for themselves.
What is this if not?
It does hinge on this place being what you have said it is. And everything is perspective. Perspective is reality. So if this place is what it says it is, and is only doing good, then sure. We're only here a number of weeks. What if there's something behind the curtain that we don't know? What if it's not what we are led to believe. Is it worth looking to then understand and then continue this conversation? Because through a different lens, conversation is entirely different. So I myself will sit on the fence for now.
Betadash is
Everything
right.
is relative. I mean, but if everything is guilty by affiliation, there is no justice. And if you have no proof for such a thing, you should always think the best of everything.
You live in a world where somebody with slightly pointed ears gets put in jail for the rest of their life, and you believe in a world of justice. That is new.
Try to be a change.
There is justice in the world.
Now, out of
It
your
does
mouth, that
exist.
really surprises me. Surely you have been subject to bigotry and hatred and
Yeah,
unfair.
absolutely. But I've seen justice. I've seen the beauty of nature. I've seen what happens. The scythe is one of the greatest inventions in history. People use it to harvest food. Other people use it to harvest souls. It is you, the handler of the tool. You who cast the spell. You who turns the tide. You make that decision. Simply an item, a place, a time, a being doesn't have to equate to an opportunity to do evil. You can decide to do good. Evil has been done upon me. I've done evil upon others. The scales have to be put right. What's heavier, the heart or the feather?
There's a lot of different perspectives in this room. I think we are all products of our relative upbringing. You see, Melissa and I have much more grey outlook relative to Hatsu. You have a very absolute view on how things should be, and you're probably right. Let's also not forget, not everyone's motives are to be good. Some motives are, forgive me, Lissa, rather selfish. Shocking, I know. But all of this is irrelevant if you can't even find the vault to begin with. I would like to see some good done in this world, absolutely, but I would be lying if I said I wouldn't like to try and better my own lot in the process. And also,
Atsu just
I'm so
looks at
curious
Dash.
to find the vault.
He looks at Dash and he says, well, I guess there also have to be black holes somewhere. And he leaves to his room.
I can never tell if his words are extremely wise or just go nowhere.
With your IQ, I'm not surprised. What I would like to know is, do I need to continue searching for this vault? Or is this going to end up with you having a lot more grief on your shoulders than I anticipated?
I appreciate your concern for me, but
I wouldn't say it's a concern exactly.
No, it's concern. You care
No,
about
I
me.
don't think
I
so.
understand it.
No,
You said
I'm pretty
your best
sure that I
friend.
would declare in court that I don't.
No, yeah, and you would lie. Lie through your teeth. In any case, I am extremely curious as to actually finding this magical vault, because if nothing else, I would like to know about it. But you've been quite upfront this evening, but you haven't actually told us where you heard about it. You simply said it's amazing what you'll hear when people don't realize you're in the room. Yes, that's very good. I'll just kind of look around again for Madriana.
Yes, well, a lady needs her secrets.
In any case, it may help to know where you heard of it, and did you have any expectations of where it would be?
She turns towards Slate. Betadash,
Stop calling him that.
you mentioned that you aren't sure about the ambiguity of the nature of this school, and I would agree with that as well. I strongly suggest you go to that library and you take a look and see what you can find out about the likes of Malachi Darkthorn or Asmos, and see if they are as upfront as you would hope they would be about their past. When you find a Madriana, let her know that I was asking for her, please. I feel like she should have been a part of this conversation.
I'll fill her in.
And let her know that I do have a heart and a soul and that I care.
You won't believe me.
No, not you. Eos, you tell her. She'll believe you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go. Thank you for the tea. It was exquisite. Brewed to perfection.
Do you want to go?
If nothing pans out for you in this world, make sure that you go into the culinary arts because you have a career in this. I will keep looking. And if I find anything, I will be back. And maybe, just maybe, I will join you at the table and make you guys look cooler. I'm just saying, it could happen. She walks towards the door and she's like, you know what? Never mind. She walks towards Dash's room, closes the door.
Wait, where's she going? I'll follow.
She's gone.
Getting
You
ready
open the
for
door.
bed.
You open. Yeah. You open the door. She's gone.
I just look out the window. I just kind of lean over a little bit too far where it's just kind of teetering on the balanced and just go, no.
That's my moment. I could have pushed you.
Where'd that voice come from?
Oh, sorry. That was the fourth wall speaking. Sorry.
So I just go back to the common room. Eos Slate was still there. So what do you guys
And chicken. What the?
think? And chicken, of course. Well, we all know what chicken thinks. He thinks he's probably already been in the vault. So
Where do you think the chicken comes from?
what do you
It's all
guys?
within the vault.
I mean, professional curiosity has the better of me. I would like to find where this vault is. Eos wasn't. I'm sure them. If there are magical auras or items there, you'd be curious to know about them.
No. Some
No.
magic. You don't find it, it finds you.
Really,
Mm-hmm.
so much to learn about this.
That's the truth. If you seek something that's not going to be sought, it won't happen. Stars come out when they choose to. You don't go
Are you-
seeking the stars,
Are you saying the stars are sentient?
potentially.
I wish Lissa
soul.
was there for that. Goddamn.
What did she say? She speaks fast.
Much like me. Lissa wants to find magic vault
Why?
in school to steal.
Hidden magic, Wes. Hidden magic.
It is wrong.
I think so. Maybe.
Why
Lissa
Does
believes
she tell us this?
she is trying to be honest. She believes the school is maybe bad.
But she said she lies.
Yes.
Is that a lie?
This is the thing about dishonest people. You can't always trust that they're being honest. I don't know.
She is not good for you.
That's for sure.
I think we'd all agree that knowledge is power. It's one of the reasons we're here, to grow and learn and change and better ourselves. Amongst other reasons, but we all have that in common, at least to some extent. For various reasons, we all think different things about what we've just heard. However, none of us are unified because all the facts are not clear. So I suggest anyone who's interested work to clarify those facts. Eos, I know we haven't spoken very much, but I know you spend a lot of time in your books and in the library. You heard what she said. It's something I myself would be very interested in.
Mhm.
And coincidentally, I did just mention I needed your help with something.
Mhm.
These two things align. So I would like to spend some time with you in the library if you could help me, if you would.
Mhm.
All I can offer you is a favor for a favor. If you could help me with this, I will help you with something in the future.
Done. I don't need a favor back. I'll happily help you.
I could ask a favor, yes.
No.
Could you could you show me how you brew that tea?
Oh, that's easy. You hold a kettle in your hands and you wait.
You can heat it with magic, can't you?
It's in me. So yeah.
I can't do that.
Before we move too far away from there, I just want to say Alyssa complimented the tea, and now Dash suddenly has a curiosity on how to make that tea. I'm just saying.
It's irrelevant, nothing linked at all.
You're chasing that tail, brother.
On that note, Dash is going to bid everyone good night and not go to his room. He's going out into the hallway. Be back soon, don't wait up.
Are you a witch,
Mm-mm.
Eos?
No.
It's really nice, though. I don't know why I felt
Like
something wholesome in that.
Make things hot with your hands. How are you not a witch?
They tried. They failed.
Who is they?
Yes, it's after her room. Good night, Wes.
They are a nose?
I love him so much. Protect him in my life.
It's adorable.
Oh,
I'm gonna sit down with Slate and finally get to my beer. Be very confused.
Gonna continue drinking with Wesland and sort of keep an eye on what everybody else is doing, waiting for a moment to get something off my chest, but just waiting for when that moment might be.
Well, I might have to wait a few minutes because, on that note, Amadriana, they're making their move. We'll find out what's happening after the break, won't we, folks? Absolutely.
who the fuck is the Madriana scene? God damn.
We're gonna go on break. I'm gonna say, what time is it? We're gonna round off to 12. We'll be back at 9 p.m. We'll round off to the 12 minutes. You guys have 12 minutes to defeat the boss. I believe in you. For those of you on YouTube, this will just be a don't worry about it.
And if everybody keeps failing to beat the boss, the breaks will get longer and longer until we finally beat one.
That's it, exactly. The breaks will get longer and longer until eventually we don't even play this game anymore. It's just like 3.5 hours of boss battles.
Beat the boss.
That's it. All right, guys, we're going to take a little break. I'll be back. Some ads will run. Apologies, that is just part of it, but it will run, and we will be back then in, like 12 minutes.
Subscribe to us and you won't have to deal with that.
We'll be back at 9 exactly. See you then. We are back. I always say A too early, and then I'm editing the video for YouTube, and I hear myself going, like halfway through, and it's like every time, and I just did it again, and I get mad at myself now because I see it happening. Hey, we're back! I believe on the tail end of Miss Amadriana's turn, kicking back in. Very slow moves today, Ryan, I apologize. But on that note, Rian, you are suddenly aware that they sort of stand up, almost in unison without saying a word. They open the door and they glance out as Mr. Dash leaves the room and walks away. They kill him. No. And so they begin to move towards what appears to be your dormitory door, and they listen in. They do hear the voices within of Slate and Westland clinking a beer.
Wait, so hang on a second. Dash has just come out the door and he's starting to walk down the stairs.
Walk away. Yeah, he's walking the other direction away from you. Yeah.
Okay, but before he gets too far away, how close to them am I, and how close to the door are they?
How close to them do you want to be? And they are leaning against the door. One of them is. The other one's at the side of the door, as in a breach and clear maneuver. Preparing.
But Dash just literally walked past them, didn't notice them at all.
They waited for him. So he came out the door and walked away, and that's when they moved out. They were looking out of this this hidden door, we'll call it, just to make this clear. They were looking out of the hidden door. That's when Dash began to walk away, and they moved towards the door that Dash came from.
Okay, well then, before Dash gets away too far, as in, like, he's literally just come out the door, and I see them preparing to go in, or go up to the door, while he's still there, I want to do two things. One, I want to grab hold of the patch on the arm and see if I can grip it enough that when I do my next maneuver, I can rip it off.
Okay.
My next maneuver is to take my rapier and push it straight through the middle of his back into his spine. And
Dash?
actually, I'm going straight in. Like, it's not just a...
You're not... This isn't a passive thing. You are going for blood.
this is... Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm doing it while Dash is there so that he will be alerted to it.
Okay. There's a lot going on here, so let me think of how to break this down. First... Okay, I want you to make a sleight of hand check.
Okay. I suppose it's at advantage because they don't know I'm there.
Yeah, I'll give you surprise attack for that, yeah. I mean, a little bit of issue pulling this up, but yeah, you can go for it.
19.
19 is good. Okay. So, using whatever weapon you're using, I think you said it was the rapier, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want you to make an attack roll for me.
Okay. I'm assuming this is also advantage because you said it's surprise attack.
Surprise, I'm going to give you the advantage for this specific one, yeah.
No problem. That'll be a natural 20 or 26.
I mean, hits, yeah. Roll crit damage for me as well.
So that's 12, but did that count my sneak attack? It did not.
So you can add your sneak attack to it as well. I think you just roll sneak, actually. It should do it for you. But if it doesn't, you can. Oh, sorry.
Why can I not see sneak on my sheet?
Should be in your features, I believe. It's not like a spell or anything, it's a feature.
Ah, okay.
Okay, I didn't add
There
it,
you
so okay. You just add it manually then. I think when you're in actual active combat, it will.
So next is 9, so that's 21 points.
Yeah. I mean, no problem. Okay, so a lot happens here. How do we describe this? So... Okay. First of all, Dash, you hear just very faintly, even with your low-ass passive perception, you hear like a struggle. The other guy who's at the door turns around at the same time as Dash does. Dash, you see a guy against the door, and you see a Madriana rip something off of the arm of this guy that she currently has a blade through the chest of. You have no context for this situation. You have no idea what exactly it is that's going on. And I'm going to get you both roll initiative for me, please.
Ooh, roll initiative.
Like, has he gone limp in my hands?
Oh, he's gone very limp. He's on the ground, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. As long as one of them's dead. You're gonna have to remind me because we haven't actually rolled initiative yet. I don't think.
No, it says there's
Where
no
the-
combat encounter when I'm trying to roll initiative.
If not, then I'll get you to just roll a dexterity ability check for me, please.
Okay, definitely do that. Oh, that was terrible.
That was also terrible.
Hey, how explains?
7.
Oh no, it was yours that rolled terrible. It was
It's
mine
just
that was rolled.
I was about
okay.
to say, yeah, like Amadriana, you did great there. Okay, so at the moment it goes Amadriana, the other guy, and then Dash. Amadriana, you're up first. What do you want to do?
Okay, this one I want to knock out. So, rapier out as the body drops off it, and I'm literally going for the elbow straight to the face of this other guy to try and knock him out.
Okay, go for it.
It's not the elbow. Yeah, actually, no. It'd be more the butt of the.
Both
Sword.
hurt like shit. Go ahead. You're
Yeah,
good. both would
I'm just
fuck
trying
me
to
up.
think. Yeah, I'm trying to think how it would work better.
Amadriana would kick the living shit out of me. Like
Only 10.
10 does not hit.
No, I didn't think so. Either way, I'm stood there with him.
Okay.
Dash, get this guy.
He's going to attempt to run. So Amadriana, you have an attack of opportunity if you want. He's going to attempt to
Okay.
fucking bolt, and he's running towards Dash.
That's a bit better. It's 19
Hits, yeah.
for 9 points of damage.
Okay.
Can I say that I'm trying to go for the back of the knee?
Yeah, that's no problem. I accidentally lowered his max HP instead of his HP. Okay, so he is, yeah, he's bleeding. You cut him sort of towards the back of the knee, like he limps for a second and then he continues running. He's going to use how do I want to do this? He's going to run alongside the wall past Dash, and he's going to start going down the stairs. He can move at 40 foot of movement, so, and he's going to use his dash action to do that. So he is now 80 feet away from Amadriana.
Wait. No, only I can do dash actions.
Sorry, man, it's done. He took your trademark.
He dashed from Dash.
Yeah. What's really unnerving for you, Dash, is that you're not great at hearing people anyway, but this guy isn't making a fucking sound. He hit the wall. He hit the steps. Nothing. There isn't a nothing like that. He's just a breeze moving past you. And it's like he doesn't give a fuck that you're there. He just goes. Actually, technically, you have it in an attack of opportunity if you want it as well, because he is moving straight past you. It's a stairs.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll try cut his ankles out, I guess.
Cool. $12 does not hit. No, by the time you unfasten your sword to just use it, like it's just at your side, you go to swing it at him, but he's already gone. He's moving fucking fast, like really, really fucking fast. He's heading down the stairs. We're back to Amadriana.
Okay, so how far did he move? away
Wait,
from me?
hang on. I just took attack of opportunity. I didn't actually take my turn.
Oh, sorry, we're at
Okay.
Dash. Sorry, excuse me. He's 80 foot away from you. I'm gonna say 60 from Dash. I'll say there's about 20 foot between the two of you, just from the hallway and stuff that you were in.
60 feet away.
Like by the time you swing your sword and turn around, he's already well down the stairs.
Cool. I'm gonna just go throw it at him.
Oh shit! All right, let's go. I believe that's dexterity. It's not improvised weapon though, right? It's just dexterity check.
I think so. Yeah.
Thrown weapon. It's not typically a thrown weapon, so I believe you have disadvantage with it if I remember correctly, because it's not a thrown weapon by nature. So you have the attack. You have disadvantage on the attack. I'm gonna roll it that way, but I will have to check the rules on that after the session. 15 does not
15?
hit, but fucking close.
Yeah.
Not a just hits. It's under that, but like it's close. You throw the sword and it's the only noise you hear. Like you hear a Amadriana behind you, you hear yourself, you throw the sword down the stairs, but this guy's not making a sound. He's moving way too fucking fast for you.
Just kind of look at him, Adrian, like, what the fuck's going on here?
Amadriana, it's your turn, so you can answer.
Okay, I was like, no time, just get him. I'm gonna use my cunning action to dash and my movement, so that's 60 foot. So I'm like 20 foot behind this. The other thing I say to Dash as I run past him is, who in the fuck throws their sword? And then, as I do that, I do actually get to the end of my movement as I toss my sword up in the air, pull the bow off my back, and take a shot. So the sword is still actually up in the air right now.
Okay, so you're technically dropping your weapon, but you're throwing it upward. Okay, interesting. All right, that's unique.
I'm throwing it up in the air
so you're using your
I can thump and then catch it.
Let me put in D&D terms from the DM perspective. You are using your interact with object to throw your sword in the air, and you're just drawing your weapon using your normal natural abilities to do so. So that doesn't conflict. But technically, you have dropped your weapon, but you're throwing it upwards in this moment. You take your short bow and you fling it. Okay, I'm going to allow that. It's kind of like playing on the edge of it, but really cool. Fuck it, let's go.
But if I don't catch it, it still ends up on the floor. So
right. But like interactive object doesn't state necessarily you have to drop your weapon. Like you just threw it up in the air. Well, like what's the difference? So go for it. I'll allow it. It's kind of cool.
24 to hit.
Also, it would be really badass if Dash did absolutely nothing in this fight. You took out both of these guys, and all he did was throw his sword and miss. That would be fucking amazing to me.
8 points.
8 points. He's still running. He's definitely still running. I just noticed the damage is not showing up in chat, so I'll have to look at that as well. DPS should be if someone takes damage, it should be showing up in chat for you guys. So I don't know why not. Okay. I'll take a look at that.
Dash, get him for fuck's sake! And that's it. That's my turn.
The only sound that you guys hear as you navigate past Dash, and he's just like, "What the fuck is going on?" All you hear from down at the bottom when you hit him with the arrow is, and he like makes that noise, but he keeps moving. He's literally going to dash again. He's going for the 80 feet as well. So he's at the bottom of the stairs, down that corridor already. He's hype. Apex Legends Octane. He's fucking gone. You're not catching this motherfucker. So you guys really have to pull it out if you want to catch up to this guy at this point. Dash, it's your turn.
How far away is he?
He was 60. Now he's 80 further than that. So what's that? 140?
140.
He's like crazy
far from me. Yeah.
He's 100 from you and 140 away from Dash. Yeah.
Right, then I shall take my dash action and move 80 feet.
Son of a bitch. All right, so you're putting him 60 away again, right?
Yeah, and as I'm moving, I will draw my.
You're not picking up your other sword on the way past or anything? You're just gonna. You have
no,
interact with object, so you can do it if you want to.
What I'll do actually, as I'm dashing.
I'm actually metagaming right now. I shouldn't be telling you that. I'm sorry.
No, well, that's kind of what I had in mind was that if he wasn't that far away. So as I'm.
I didn't mean to click that. Sorry.
Okay.
As I'm dashing, I'm going to just kind of catch Adriana's sword as it's falling.
Okay.
So just gonna catch it in my stride.
I'm gonna make you make. Oh, what check do we want to? I'm gonna say. Okay, I'm gonna be a dick about this, but I'm gonna let you do this. But I like the win-lose scenario for this. You're going to make an attempt to grab this sword. The DC isn't that high. I'm gonna say it's 12 for this. If you go under the 12, it's gonna hurt you. It's gonna pierce you. And Adriana will roll a damage roll with her sword. If you get above the 12, you catch it. Fair?
Yep. Cool.
Okay. So what we'll do is you can have. I kind of want to lean into sleight of hand, even though it's not technically a sleight of hand check. It's just a pretty cool maneuver using your hands, and I would say that falls into that category. So I'm gonna let you use sleight of hand for this, as opposed to Dex like saving throw or something like that. Yeah.
Cool.
15. You expertly Adriana, you go to just catch the sword and you realize Dash is moving past you extremely quick, and he's grabbed your blade as he runs past. While you guys are doing this, just for context of the speed that this is all happening at, Dash's blade is still clinking down the stairs slowly as it kind of moves behind you guys. Like this is happening like everybody's like every full round where everyone has had a turn, just in case you're newer to D&D, is 6 seconds. So when Adriana, this unknown assailant, and Dash have made their turn, that is 6 seconds. So we have had 12 seconds since Adriana has stabbed this person in the back, and this has all happened. So the speed that these guys are moving at, just for context, is pretty wild. I know just in chat and stuff we have some people who are newer to D&D, so I just wanted to take a moment to explain it. I know you guys know. Thank you for bearing with me. So perfect. So Dash, you you grab the sword and you gain it so that you are about 60 feet away from the assailant again.
Yeah, and as I do so, I am pulling out my short bow. And just...
Okay.
Yeah, that's it for now.
Technically you can't hold two primary weapons. What are you doing with your sword when you grab it?
Oh, just like as I grab it, and that's going into my scabbard. And then pull out the...
I'll allow it for this. In typical combat, I wouldn't technically allow that. So okay.
Could I put the sword in the bow?
I can't give you triple disadvantage by doing that, so it would just be flourish of you using dex the same as you did before. But that would be a flourishy thing to do. I would cancel it out and say if you miss, it breaks your bow. No,
it's kind of in character, but also he doesn't know what the fuck's going on, so he's just like...
This is happening very quick. Okay. You grab her sword, you sheath it, and use the bow. Yeah, I'll allow it for now. This isn't something typically I would allow in combat. You would just have the sword in your hand until your next turn, just because you did a whole lot there. But yeah, it's cool for now. You take out the bow.
But yeah, that's my turn, because I took my action to dash, so yeah.
Yeah.
That is...
That's Dash's turn, so Madrona, it's your turn.
I was looking forward to being able to run past him and say, so you tried to throw a sword, now you try to fire a sword. How stupid are you?
I think both of you are kind of just like running side by side here. It's not like, it just looks in D&D terms as we're like kind of you're overtaking, he's overtaking, but what's really happening is you're both just running parallel to each other, I think.
We're like the Vin Diesel and Paul Walker of running right now. We're just, constantly going past each other.
I really don't want to know who's who. Because this will start a fight.
I'm Paul Walker because it's the better one. Anyway.
And Dash really cares about family.
Yeah, right.
Perfect.
Okay, so cunning action dash plus run, so 60 feet. I'm 40 foot away from him. I'm going to go for the arrow again, but I'm going to go for the back of the other knee because essentially I want to put him down. I don't want to kill him. So this is a
non-lethal going for the leg.
Non-lethal, yeah. I couldn't think what the word was. Natural 20.
Crazy. Nat 20 hits. 20. Roll your DPS.
10.
10. It's 10.
I need to make a note of these nat 20s.
Yeah. He's still moving.
Oh shit, he had more than the other guy.
He looks ridiculously fucked up. Now, I don't want to say how much HP he has, but anyone who's played a campaign with me before knows that when I say ridiculously fucked up, I'm talking that this is something that only you fuckers could do. So, he looks pretty bad. Like, probably you see the tendons hanging out of his leg. He looks pretty bad. Like, I don't know.
For the fucking life of me, Dash, just hit him once at least, please.
Fuck you. I'll take a shot.
It's his turn. So first he's going to run his 80 foot.
But don't kill him.
Fuck, I just saw his ability to not get attack of opportunity. That's fine. I'm not going to do that. Okay, so yeah, he's going to just keep sprinting, but at this point, it's not a straight corridor, and this isn't Fast and the Furious with the airport scene, so he is going to go around the corner, putting him out of your eye line, and he's running towards the main door. If he reaches that tree line, he's gone. It will be very difficult for you guys to keep up with him at that point.
Not if you can see from above.
Dash, it's your turn. Well, these guys are very well trained. We'll see.
How far is that corner from me?
I'll say it's about half and half. So if you're running 80 foot, it's 40 feet away from you.
Cool. So I'll run the 40 feet and I'm going to Tom Cruise slide around the corner with the bow already drawn.
Okay, let's not be insulting. That is the Vexalia play. Let's show credit where credit is due. But you may do that.
I haven't watched C1, so I'll take it.
All right.
Why did you have him in this campaign?
Yeah, so next week we'll be to 5 players. Sorry.
So it started with C2 anyway.
Yeah,
Can I
it's
take my
one from
shot?
any place. Okay, you go ahead and take your shot. Yeah. And while I just sit for a moment and reel in what you just said. You do not hit with the 12. I'm sorry, Dash. Matreon being done with Dash is probably my favorite thing about today.
Do you have an inspo?
Yeah, I think I have inspo, do I? That the thingy is lit up.
Have a look. You do have inspiration, yeah. So click the thingy so it's not lit up.
This is for Dash's honor. I don't care about it now.
I want you to know that if you fail everything here, Lissa knows. 19?
19.
Good inspiration. You hit.
Cool. And likewise, I'm aiming for the arse cheeks.
Oh, nice.
With a 9. There is a very sudden upright stance as he screams and hits the floor. He can take no more.
Got him.
Hey, Madriana, you come around and just see that he actually shot the janitor. No, go ahead.
Yeah. As I walk past Dash, I take my rapier back and put it back into my holster. My bow is already on my back. And I grab this guy and I drag him back to the room.
Adriana, what the fuck is going on?
Help me get them into the room and I will explain.
Into the room? Are you sure that's a good idea?
Well, it's not a fucking bad idea. It's better than the hallway. Let's go.
Where the fuck did you come from?
The shadows.
As I'm helping. Should we pull them into the shadows rather than, dropping a very bloody whatever the fuck this is and I assume a dead person in the middle of the room with everyone else?
So you don't want to tell them, okay?
Maybe. I think dropping bloody bodies in the middle of unsuspecting comrades is a bit of a shock. Weslin would freak out.
Is there an alcove or something around here that we can pull them into?
The forest is the closest hidden space, but you do know of certain doorways you can take, but the nearest one to you is probably your room, to be fair.
No, it's not happening there.
While you're working this out, my question is, sitting with Wesland in the common area, on the couch, just inside the door, hearing the shouting of get him, the clanging of a sword going down a stairs in an empty corridor at night, presumably it's stone, etc. Have we heard anything that was happening right outside the door of the room we were in?
The would have even been pretty much silent. The clanging, you probably would have heard the clanging, but whether or not that was sus.
Because there was also shouting at Dash
shouting at
to
Dash.
get him.
Okay,
There was shouting
okay.
40 foot away to get him, for fuck's sake, etc. So.
Okay. I'm leaning into yes.
Some of us have big ears.
Roll, you're in your room, so I would give it to maybe Slate or Westland, but I'm not giving it to one of you bedroom freaks. What I would say is...
Your bedrooms.
What I'll say is... Just make a perception check for me, give you advantage, and the DC isn't super high. I'm gonna say 7. It's not massively high, because they were making noise, but at the same time, you guys are talking and doing stuff, and they're not being crazy. Yeah.
I am still dragging
21.
him into the room.
21. Yeah, at this point, I think you would have heard it. But it's that whole event took about 18 seconds. So they're well done.
The reason I asked, I simply wanted to be standing at the door when they came back, having not achieved anything. I've simply opened the door and there's a dead body, and then they're walking back, and they're like, they can be 2 feet from the door, but I just wanted to be there when they came back.
I'll absolutely allow it. Yeah, for sure.
So grab that one for me, please, and pull it in.
No questions asked. I just grab it and pull it in.
What?
I want the t-shirt that just says what on it.
As I throw this one down that's not dead yet, I want to see if I can rip that patch as well.
Cool. Yeah, easily. You're not in combat or anything. I'll just say you just take that off. Yeah.
No, but without being seen.
Oh, make a sleight of hand check then. Sorry. Also, if I ever get into a spot of trouble, Richard, you're the first person I'm calling, because I feel like you would have my back like that in IRL too.
I also want to rifle through their pockets very openly. I just want to take whatever is, on both of them, including the one that's still alive.
Okay.
That's fine, but the one that's still alive, I'm going to put up onto a chair and tie him on.
Okay. You rolled a dirty 20 there. Not that was lost or anything. Just want to make sure that that's spotted. You rolled a dirty 20. That, yeah, no problem. You just catch that patch. Nobody has seen it. Nothing. You're just doing this whole thing. I haven't made a point that anyone has seen it yet, so I'll say that nobody's seen it yet until you decide to show people. You tie him to the chair. You guys have rope?
Yeah.
Okay.
West, will you get the others, please? And I say that to him in Wildspeak.
That guy is dead. That guy is wounded.
Yes, and I want to know why they were trying to attack us.
They will. Oh, I didn't hear that. So.
He didn't attack us.
They were coming here to attack and potentially kill us. I got there first. Go and get the others, please.
Hey!
I swear to God, that's how I did things as a kid too. Just like, hey, can you go get like your sister or whatever? And I'd be like, hey! Just like that would like be my jam. I would love that shit. Slate, you're rifling through. You find two, what look like, we'll call them katanas. They seem sort of slick for swords, which is a bit unusual. They have both got 3 shuriken on them each. And they, one of them has a document in a language that I believe you do not speak, but I just want to check very quickly.
I love the busy suddenly sitting there going, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, they don't. You don't speak it.
I better get my sword.
Eos comes down the stairs with a cup of...
Dash out.
By
Dash out. My
Wes,
sword.
you okay? Uh-oh.
by now, by the time Dash has gone out, I'm gonna say your sword has reached the last step and has fallen like a slinky just down every step of this staircase. So you had to go all the way down and get it. Eos, yeah, you walk in and you're like, Wes, you okay? You have like your tea in your hand, like another peppermint. Is this one Irish with a bit of schnapps in it?
Awkwardly, when you walk in, I've just pulled over a small table and I'm looking over my shoulder because you've just startled me. But in my backpack, I have taken out a hooded lantern, a crowbar, a candle, a bell, and some oil, and put them on the table next to the gentleman who's tied to a chair.
Holy shit.
Slate,
Wait a
I
minute.
love Slate.
Yeah, I love Slate. I am not sure what's about to happen, but I'm ready for it. Can we show
Slate
this
and
on Twitch?
Mariana are about to become best friends. Like,
I'll just walk back in.
what did you do, Dash?
It wasn't me. This was all her. Point to the Madriana. Well, okay, the arrow in his ass, that was me.
yeah, that was about the only shot he did get.
What's
That's the only shot I took.
A hole in one?
I have to clean this up.
Right,
What is
okay.
going on?
Okay, let's get everyone in here together because I don't want to have to say this all again.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you get Hatsu, please?
Hey!
Well, that's who you're very aware.
Yeah, he's aware, but he doesn't necessarily know what that means.
Yeah.
Like, somebody's is shouting, hey, or what? That's not unusual for Westland to do, so...
Yeah. Oh, man.
I just give Eos a look like, please help me here.
Fine. Message Hatsu. Come here.
Message Hatsu. Hey.
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 Listen!
Yeah.
Oh,
there you go.
my God.
Come here.
He thinks that he has a weird meditation session because he never experienced another voice in his head.
That's fair.
That Powerball was.
And he's like, who is this?
It's Eos. Come to the common room.
Get out of my head.
This is an invasion of my privacy.
20 seconds go by. Knock on the door.
Yeah, he's moving out.
Okay.
This is reminding me of when Fred and George learned to operate, so they used it for everything.
Yeah,
instead of
for everything. Yeah. Yeah, for fuck's sake. Eventually Hatsu comes out, yeah.
How large is the writing on that document, by the way?
Not superiorly large. It's a very nice type of text. If you're looking at it, let me have a quick look because I don't want to say it out loud. You don't speak
Hatsu's
out.
looking at Eo's hand and says, "Have you been in my head with that copper wire?"
No copper wire, no.
That's a man who's played a wizard before.
Yeah, he's clever. This boy's clever.
That's a man that spent 2 hours looking for copper wire with his friend.
Because the M didn't
Yeah.
tell me it's in my component pouch.
Swear to God, he freaking knows it. Yeah.
We had a lot of conversations about it. Yeah.
Oh my God. I wouldn't be able to carry all that stuff, man.
It's all in your component patch. You have to. But it's just it's all there,
Magic pouch.
basically. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, so do either Wes or Madriana speak it?
And
like guys
Adriana
doing
does
those
not.
words?
West does not. Oh shit. Let me do that.
But what is it? What does it say?
Gibberish. Let me see. I'm just gonna
After what
save a
one?
little bit of time and open all of your sheets. Dash speaks it. Hatsu speaks it.
Wasn't gonna read it.
Either way, when Hatsu walks in,
Boundary crashed. Oh, there we go.
and Madriana would just say, "Are these friends of yours, Hatsu? It seems they were after a sword of some sort."
Hatsu is looking towards Madriana and looks at the bodies.
John, remind me very quickly why you can read it. Am I tripping?
Eyes of the Roomkeeper.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you probably can read it. Features. Okay. Yeah, I'll say that you can read it as
Would they look familiar to him?
well. Would they look familiar to him?
Like the way they would clothe, the weapons they use, he would observe, like he has a lot of experience with security walks and determine where people come from and stuff.
I would throw him one of the katanas when he comes in so he can look it over based on the style of how it was made and where it was from. And as I throw it to him, I'm just going to say, "See what you make of that." And literally unceremoniously, like throw it like that, not sideways on gently, just like that.
If that was Dash, I would have said you killed him, but for Hatsu, I'm sure he catches it. That's completely fine.
Yeah. There's no force in it. It's just that way.
Yeah. Like in the office when
Okay,
she throws the scissors to Michael and he just grabs it like that.
I would say he would catch it with the left, draws it back, clicks it open, gets it out, the point towards the Slate's nose, and he would look at it like that.
So the sword is very slick in some kind of liquid. It has been like put through a liquid, which is very unusual for a sword. Even when it's being cleaned, you use a very specific type of oil and stuff like that for cleaning it, but you dry that, you wash that off. This is not dry. The swords themselves are beautiful, not as beautiful as yours, and not as well maintained as yours, but definitely high craftsmanship. This is not the sword of an untrained person. This is the sword of someone who has earned such a weapon.
He kind of figures that these are kind of familiar to what his kind would do and wear, but he is curious about the coating of the blade, so he would try to estimate if it's poison, basically.
Do any of you have proficiency in something like maybe an alchemist's kit or a potion
It's
maker's
me.
kit? It is you? You have it? Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, you can use that to determine it, yeah.
Can I offer as well to I was going to say fucking Sir Avalon then. Can I offer there as well to Hatsu?
Captain.
Be careful. It could be like a snake venom or something of the like.
Thank you,
Very-
but I'm quite familiar with these type of techniques. Usually, cowards, assassins use that sort of stuff because this is not a normal coding.
Yes, what were you going to say?
What does the semi-alive guy look like?
The same as the dead guy. They're both wrapped completely. All you can see is kind of their eyes. His eyes are closed. The dead guy's eyes are probably open. Because he was pretty suppressed. 12 on the alchemist supplies. Yeah, I would say that using your best judgment, you wouldn't be able to narrow down what type of poison, but you would say that there's something about this that they wanted to kill their target. Yeah, they didn't want to take any risks or chances. The odds are that if they nicked somebody with this sword or just tiny bit of cut their skin, there would have been a problem. So yeah, you can determine there's some kind of poison on it. Yeah.
Well, I guess these are professional assassins. They were sent to... I don't know. Did they have anything else on them?
If I picked up on these two as I was traveling around the castle, and they were seemingly after someone with a very special sword, and it is at our door that they arrived. Now, I don't know about anyone else here, but I know that I don't have a particularly special sword. However, I have noticed that yours is pretty nice, and they are dressed in a similar fashion to yourself, Hatsu. Were they here for you?
I think so.
Well, that's good that we kept one alive to ask then.
Was there anything in their pockets, Slate?
Everything in the pockets, I just put it on the table, and meanwhile the candle is warming up some implements. I have a piton in my hand and a hammer, and I would like to place it over his knee and say, whenever we want to start, folks, I'm ready. And with that, I'd like to make an intimidation check just to soften him up before he decides to say anything.
He's still unconscious, but like... it's like
I'm Slate, I leave it in your capable hands.
oh my god.
And I'm starting to clean my blade because I want to make sure there's no trace of it on there.
I'm gonna jump to Eos there, who has his hands up.
Semi-alive man, I'd like to use my small knife and start removing the wrappings around his face.
Okay.
As she's doing that, can I read that letter?
Yeah. Sorry, it's... I could probably just put it on your inventory. It is... Excuse me, it says... the name of your dorm area and the number. So this is something that they had before coming in here. Or at least before this part of entering your area with the dorms. You don't know how long they've been here. You don't know what they've retrieved. Any of that. That was not meant to imply that. It was just simply a reference. So they knew what room they were looking for. It's very, very simple. It says retrieve the Kazajoba. Leave none alive.
I'll just read it aloud in everyday.
It's in Lunas. Then the typical language that it was written in was Lunas.
I figured. I'll translate it and read it aloud in everyday. Does that mean something to you, Hatsu? I think you're on mute.
Oh, sorry. Depends on who sent them. He's looking more precisely if he can see anything on their clothes, some markings on the swords. Usually the throwing stuff that they use have specific shapes depending on the clan they are from. So he tries to determine where they might be from.
This is a 3-point shuriken, which isn't like massive towel. There are several people who may use such a thing, especially in your region. But the markings and stuff and identifiers in the clothes seem to be missing, and there's nothing on the swords that tell. There's not even like there is a maker's name probably, but you would have to take apart the handle and see it within. But that may not even be big of a tell if they stole these swords, for example. It may not tell you much.
Yeah, but it would determine a region at least.
You can tell probably by the shuriken that it's most likely somewhere like in Aboris, but like pretty close to you. Like the craftsman isn't that different to what you would recognize, but you would have a more finer thing, and your craftsman in Sakunotoshi is like renowned around the island for they have really good craftsmen in Sakunotoshi.
So he would determine that their banners have been removed.
Banners have been
if I
removed.
can,
Symbols.
yeah, if I can see Hatsu is actually actively like checking over the bodies for this, Magiana will go up and in a closed hand, close his hand over one of the patches that she removed. I think you were looking for a sign.
And he determined the clan banner.
That entirely depends on what Ryan remembers about the patches.
So it was a so it was an arm patch, but it was blue face with fangs, and it also had white eyes that seemed to, like you see from a Magiana's eyes almost, is that kind of white glare, as if you're like looking into a camera kind of thing. That kind of flare off of the white eyes.
So since Hatsu was grown with a lot of knowledge about clan symbols and factions and stuff, would he be able to determine whose banner this is?
If you've read your pack, you should.
Oh, that one. Ooh. Interesting.
Just for context, I'm sassing because I know, first of all, Busy read his pack in like 27 minutes. Like, I sent out the packs and he read them super quick. That is the sass. And second of all, I know these boys have all read their packs. So I'm not actually throwing shade.
You know, that was more like a hint without revealing. I like it. He looks quite concerned. Because, for reference, he doesn't understand why they would send somebody to kill him for his particular sword. But also, he's not really surprised.
Almost like he can't be surprised. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, absolutely. It's for that. It's a conflict within Hatsu.
He looks back to Madriana and he says, "Well, I guess I have to say thank you that you care and thank you that you are on guard. But next time, just leave them through my room."
Shit, the confidence.
There won't be a next time, will there?
I think where these gentlemen came from, there's a lot more.
Well, we are certainly going to have questions for you later on. But
I'm rather surprised that they were able to come here undetected.
Well, that's the information I'm hoping that Mr. Slate here can retrieve from this gentleman.
Because Eos was taking the face mask off, Slate is standing beside Eos, almost like a surgeon and the person that's support staff. So I've pulled the table over, I've taken the mask off the dead one and put it on. I've rolled up my sleeves and I've given my skin the impression of being really clean, bright, shiny. And I have a hammer and a crowbar, and I'm waiting for which one the surgeon wants next, because they've just revealed the face, presumably, so the teeth, I'm assuming. So I'm holding them ready for Eos. That's it.
Eos.
What does the face
As the
look like?
face is revealed, it is a normal human face except for one characteristic.
Mhm.
The mouth is completely cut open into the shape that you would see upon the patch in Hatsu's hand. And teeth have been removed and altered physically in what would be a very demanding and painful process.
I'm super disappointed, outwardly showing.
Should we end his life now, Slate?
We need to know how he got in. We need to know why exactly they were sent.
He needs to rest. He has wounds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you're suggesting we let him recuperate so we can inflict more on him. I didn't think you had it in you, but I'm impressed.
What? What does this mean?
It means good things, Wes. Good job.
Oh, okay.
Good things for us.
Was it just the two of them, Adriana?
There was only the two that I saw, and I have been watching them for the best part of 6 or 7 hours.
Huh. That explains why we couldn't find you.
But you couldn't find me because I didn't want to be found.
But also, I wasn't looking, to be fair.
Oh, I know. I saw you in the library, in the school.
Is anyone else at risk? Atsu's friend? Yal? Boreal?
Do they have one of these swords, Atsu? I mean, the note seems to say this block, right? This number.
Two? Yes.
Still might be worth you checking on them, though.
Yeah, he tries to assist.
I'm starting to wrap the first body now to contain it as such.
With the crowbar outstretched, with the bend in it, I'm going to just gently prod your man in the face and go, so what are we doing with Scarface?
Dash is going to the magic cabinet and getting a whiskey.
Asti, what do you know about this? Why would this happen?
Why would what happen?
The scarification, the removing of the teeth. Is this ritual?
Hatsu, is this why you
Would
don't brush
be-
your teeth in front of us?
Would maybe be the same reason why some people think it's an honorable thing to steal other people's stuff.
Huh. Okay.
Some people need indication to be part of something that is greater than them, something where they feel home and family and not alone. Most people are scared to be alone.
There's a shiver down Magiana's spine as her back tenses slightly.
Roper, do these wounds look very fresh or like long ago this happened to the person?
Is that a reference? The scarification happened a while ago. This isn't like yesterday, the day before, but it's not like from childbirth either. This is something that probably happened in the last year or two. Like it's healing, but not and never will fully heal.
Yeah, okay. Right, Yus is gonna make a cup and sit down on a chair near the table and think about things.
It's a very butchered and sadistic thing to do. Like,
Okay.
it's almost masochistic if you did it to yourself. Like that is an intense level of pain and disorder, and yeah, there's very little benefit that would come from that. That is just nightmarish. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Why is
talking
it?
like... Go ahead.
Why is it in this place where there are lots of witch kin that so much want to take? Why so much thief here?
I switched to wild speak. These aren't thieves. These are assassins. They were sent to kill, to destroy,
And take.
and take. But them, yes, their primary was to take the sword, but by any means necessary.
That's what thieves do.
Not necessarily. Not honorable thieves.
There's no such thing as an honorable thief.
That's a discussion for another time, but...
Are you sure?
Am I sure what?
We have a thief here. These are thieves. Another thief left. Those who kill and lie, steal.
I only kill to protect, never to hurt unnecessarily.
These have come to kill and to steal.
Yes, but not all thieves are the same.
There was none of this in my village.
The conversation is
There's a
abruptly.
lot of it here.
The conversation is abruptly disrupted by Chicken beginning to growling. Slate, your target is awakening.
Excellent.
You want to know where
And
I
then
got
I
these
changed-
scars?
I change the dash quickly, and I go, or as some would say, marvelous.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Eos,
on his
steaming hot
third
tea,
biscuit.
please.
Absolutely. Better
We've-
dash.
We've
Here you
been
go.
talking a lot about merch lately, but one of the things I think we need is a flip around hoodie that has two distinct different sides to it, because Slate has to have a hoodie that just changes completely within a fucking whim.
Has to be one of them hoodies that like zips up, so that
Yeah.
you can reverse it. So that it's a
Completely
different
reversible.
face.
Yeah, completely reversible, yeah. And each one has like a member of the party on the other side.
Just to quick point out, just Dash is facing away and he's going through the whiskey.
Okay.
Your tea is ready, Slay.
The unconscious to the re-emerging person, I don't know what that word is. The transitioning from unconscious to conscious person is awakening person is sort of stirring, and he's like his head hurts, clearly. His butt probably really hurts too.
I'm going to take an opportunity to take the bell from the table and ring it in front of his face to get his attention.
He opens his eyes and he looks towards all of you and realizes this is not the situation that he wants to be in. He tries to break free from the ropes immediately, but
I accidentally, inverted commas, bash into the table full of items.
I will consciously remind you as a DM, because that was fine. But just before you start swinging, he is on 1 hit point. Like he is coming back from this, but he's 1 hit point. So just let's just keep it in mind.
Oh, it's in mind.
You bash into the table, and yeah, the clanging of everything and the way it moves into him and like stuff like that, all of that very much hurts him, disrupts him. And although none of you can tell, he's like clenching his ass because it hurts.
I'm just making him aware that the table is set for dinner. That's essentially all I was doing.
Yeah. He takes a look down and then a look back up at you, but does not say anything. He looks towards his wrapped up compatriot and still says nothing.
Hatsu talks to him in Lunos,
Shit, alright.
and he goes, "And he did send you to finish the job? He sent two to finish the job? And you think you're safe just because I'm not home?"
He looks towards you and he opens his mouth and corrects himself and just...
So he will kill you anyway when you go home. You know that, right?
He looks away.
I read you were looking for something. And with his left thumb, he clinks up Kazejoba. And you feel like a very breeze gust of wind
Yeah.
emitting from Hatsu's sword. And he looks for the reaction.
Yeah, he runs his tongue along the inside of his teeth in kind of a... like an alright kind of gesture. When you clink the sword, the breeze blows. Instead of looking at the sword, he makes eye contact with you again. As if in some way you've earned that right.
He says, well, we will see on the other side. And he strikes with an attempt to cut his head off.
He's bound and gagged. You don't need to do anything. The head just
What the fuck?
rolls like a piece of cabbage on the floor. Eyes wide open.
He kind of made the stroke. As he did the stroke, he kind of flips his wrist, swings the sword around above his head, swings it down to get rid of the blood.
Just like goes across the floor, yeah.
And he flips the backside of the sword over the saya,
Mhm.
gently guides it to the end, and puts the sword back in.
It makes a very satisfying clink as it goes back in, yeah.
Well, I guess we don't need more information.
The body now goes limp.
After you say we don't need more information, I'm assuming you didn't say that you said that in common.
I said it in common, yeah.
Dash, you're
Yeah.
the only one who knows what that
Everyday
entire
speech.
conversation was, yeah. But yeah.
Because when you
I
said
do as
that,
well,
I'm going to
actually.
say more information. We didn't get any information.
Well, we get all the information that was necessary to understand what their goal was. And he gets his sword out of his belt and he kind of puts it in his hands like this. And he looks into Slate and he says, they were sent to get this, not because it has a specific value, more so because it is a symbol that they want to have, because they want to take my home.
Sorry, I'm confused. Oh, you're trying to make a point, but I'm still stuck on the be the change you want to see in the world. Don't steal because it's wrong, but chopping people's heads off that are bound and gagged and unarmed and almost dead is totally fine before they steal something.
Sometimes death is more honorable than the things that he might have done when I would let him alive.
Dash will speak in Lunas and say, that was merciful.
He replies in Lunas, he was already dead, he just didn't know yet. And that was a way better death than the death he would be waiting when would have been gone back home.
And in
His
Luna,
master isn't a merciful person. His master is a demon.
in Luna, Samedriana will say, that's what they had said when I was following them. But who is he?
Dash and turn back to his whiskey. He's on like his fifth one at this point.
He is a follower of a small group of warriors that had met their goal to destroy everything generations have built up in my region for the better. But somehow they feel they deserve it more than the people that worked hard for it. They felt left behind. They felt as outsiders. So they decided to destroy what we have built, to claim it themselves. My job is to protect my people, and I will do regardless.
Well, I think that's something you should explain to the whole class, because looking at the people around us right now, they're not looking at this so favorably. And I just go back to common.
Chicken is pulling the head away.
We need to work out what to do with these bodies.
Well, if you don't mind, I need to send their heads back home.
Eos gets up from her chair slowly. Right, come on. We have a couple of options. I have a horse. We can burn him. We can send him to the lake. I don't care. Get him out of here.
Richard, if I ever call you for help, put Roy on the list, please, because that was dark as shit.
Adriana, I'm just going to use your balcony real quick.
Don't
Take
you
one of the bodies
fucking
with you.
dare. You will be following it if you throw up over my balcony.
Well, may I suggest something? I would like to bury them at the woods. Because even if they made wrong decisions, they deserve to be buried like a human.
Fastest way to the woods is over the balcony. Start dragging the body towards the balcony slowly.
You better clean up the fucking floor, is all I'm saying.
I stop dead where I stand. Just drop it. It's too much effort. It's not worth it. I didn't make this mess. Either of them.
That's starting to wrap the heads.
Chicken like pulls one of the heads back from you, is trying to keep the head, and you're like pulling it like tug of war, and it's just this dude's fucking head.
While the chicken is dragging and stuff, he reaches in his jacket with the other hand, and he's flipping a powerball towards chicken.
Immediately drops the thing, and it's just like, it just goes for the powerball. Well played, sir.
What, chicken can speak?
Yeah, did you
not know that?
I will explain to you what was happening, but we should get this done before the sun rises, I guess. People might ask questions.
Eos starts tidying up, wrapping up the bodies, getting them ready, and slide.
This might sound like a joke, but I'm going to ask a serious question. You wanted to bury them? Presumably there's some kind of tradition or something in your culture or your region or your religion, because I hear about things like burning them, so what are we doing here?
Basically, we go into the woods, we shovel a hole, we put their bodies in there, we put some earth back in, and then we put a little accumulation of rocks on it.
So we secretly hide the bodies and mark the location so everyone can see it and know it's a grave. That seems clever.
Well, nobody knows where they came from. Nobody knows how they came there. Nobody knows who's laying there.
Wes, what do you think of this?
I have had many bad dreams. This is one of the worst.
Is that a no to the forest burying?
You must seek permission.
Well, Hatsu, it looks like you've got some permission asking to do.
Permission to who?
To the forest spirits.
I think we all come from.
You just cut out there, Paul. Sorry.
I'm very quiet.
It's like he was
I
muting
think
himself.
I think we all came from the forests, and we all shall go back to the forest.
Can I just clarify? We know who killed this headless prick. Who killed that one?
Hatsu. Oh, you mean the first one? That was me.
Yeah. So, I don't know if you've ever played football as a kid. I haven't, but I've seen it. And I believe the etiquette is whoever kicks it gets it. Just saying.
Are you saying you want me to bury it?
I'm just saying, I'll help you. I'll help both of you. But you guys better be doing the lion's share, and you definitely owe me one.
What about the fact I saved everyone's life?
Then you owe me less, but you still owe me one.
She's gonna do two things. She's gonna grab the throws on the back of the couch, and she's gonna head out and get Ducky.
Picturing Ducky coming up the stairs like Shadowfax and
But she does say to Hatsu have the let me check the language real quick. Bish bash boom.
That's
In
not a
quick
language.
talk. That's me clicking. In quick talk, have the bodies outside in 5 minutes.
Who just looks at Eos like,
We have to take them far into the forest.
oh, why don't you say that?
Oh, sorry. And then she
I
goes,
don't understand what you did there. I'm sorry.
everyone else was speaking funny languages. So.
Can I make a suggestion to the group? And the two bodies are in the room roughly together. I'm gonna stack them on top of each other. And I would like to cast Minor Illusion and turn them into a copy of the couch that Wes sleeps, but make it really dilapidated and broken looking. And then I'm just gonna say to everybody, pivot.
Student after party of the couch. Gotcha.
This way, when we carry it through the place and everybody's looking, it seems at least normal that we're bringing it outside.
Well, we should make sure that nobody does see us, I guess.
Why? We're carrying a couch.
Right, well, you guys carry it. I'll sneak ahead and make sure the path is clear. Dash, any chance you want to help at all?
Dash is picking up another whiskey.
oh my gosh.
If it's the sight of blood, we can always get you blinkers like Ducky has.
You deal with it, I'll be here.
Dash, you make an excellent point. I turn into Dash to carry the couch.
Yes! Fucking playing a game right there, already 7 sessions in.
Oh my god, hell yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna creep out, staying as quiet and as nimble and away from people as I can, basically scouting the route for them and ushering them through as and when they can move through to get outside with them.
Okay. With the assistance of Ducky, this is sort of made light work. So it was a pretty good play use. Ducky will carry the bodies on Eos command to the woodlands. My first question would be, upon reaching the border of this woodlands, Westland, are you with them? And if so, how do you feel about this?
Absolutely not.
No. Okay. The rest of you reached the woodlands, so what's happening?
I think Westland might be in the wrong party.
I think you guys might really need him.
No.
Actually, Hatsu would look for a place that is not exactly on the border of the woods, so like a little deeper in, maybe
Sure,
like
of
10
course.
minutes walk.
Yeah, you reach this
And he
nice
would
little
look
lake
out.
area with a big rock on it.
He would look basically for a place where the trees are not too dense, so in his imagination he wants their souls that are still in the grave until they get called to make them be able to see the stars and the moons.
You find
Have you
that
explained this to the rest of us? Like, is this something you've articulated or just something you've thought?
He would go for it. He would explain to you that what he is looking for, but he wouldn't necessarily tell you why.
Sure, I'll help him look.
you with ease find a place. There's no roll needed for that because you take your time. It's not difficult to find something like that. It definitely takes until beyond sunup for you guys to significantly dig a hole big enough for the bodies, or two separate holes, whichever you prefer, and then to conceal them well enough but still mark them in a way that is significantly relevant to Hatsu in a way that he would see fit, and then to clean off Ducky so there's no remaining blood residue or whatever. The room looks like there was a massacre, but besides that, you guys are fine. Maybe the hallways has a pool of blood too, because that guy was lying on the floor.
Hoping Dash has been cleaning while we've been gone.
Yeah, mopping
No.
himself.
Definitely not.
He's wasted out of his brains. It would surprise me if he was cleaning, and if he did, I don't think I would trust him, because I've seen drunk people try to clean up and it's not. It is worse than it is better. Like, it's not helpful.
Just moves the blood around.
Yeah. It's like way worse. He writes Dash in blood on the floor in big letters to make sure they know it was him.
I did a good job.
Yeah.
Dash was here.
When the two bodies are in the ground.
When this
the
guy
two
was
bodies are in the
murdered.
ground.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, when the two bodies are in the ground, it's all finished, and we're walking away. I want to turn to Amadriana and say, just like we talked about, you're in the book. And then I turn to Hatsu and I go, you are definitely in the book. And then I'm going to catch up to Eos and offer to help with Ducky and explain that it's only fair.
Oh, perfect, yeah. I'll give him a little horsehair brush and brush him down.
Brush all that
Perfect.
blood.
I do what I'm told, and I'll help with whatever it takes to help
Oh,
Ducky.
Fantastic.
No problem.
I guess as we head back, then we better clean up, since though Dash is worse than useless, and Wes is making a point, which is fair.
When you guys take a look around, like, there's blood by the chair, blood on the rug, blood in the hallway where the first guy fell and was stabbed through the chest. There's blood downstairs too, but you guys don't really worry about that. It's not a big deal. There's only a little bit, and then you guys carried him away anyway, so it's not a huge, massive deal. Amadriana, though, like, your migraine increases when you go into your room, look off the balcony, and see some birds eating the vomit that fucking Dash threw up off the balcony, and like ruining your sacred space, let's call it, for lack of a better term. Yeah.
I just say to myself, I should have let them kill him at least.
While they're cleaning up and stuff, Hatsu would pick up the letter they had with them and would ask Amadriana, would you mind if I take this? That would explain a lot if we have to explain it.
Let me explain something to you, Hatsu. I make my living off of knowing what others don't. I know a lot about this. I want to know more. So, how about someday you sit down with me and we'll have a talk about all of this. And you can do whatever you like with those heads and that letter.
I have a comment to pass. Am I there for this?
Sure.
So just before you say something there, Hatsu, I'm just going to say, I don't know why you're asking him. The law is finders, keepers. I found it. It's mine.
Well, technically, it's her prey. You're not owning somebody else's prey.
The body is already buried. The prey is already buried. Possession is 9/10 of the law. You can have it, but now you owe me 2. And I walk away.
The note's on Amadriana, so you guys can pass around as you see fit. I will add icons to it later.
Okay. I'll send that to
His whole
Hatsu
text
then.
is probably just about collecting favors.
He would turn to Amadriana and he would say, "Well, that's very nice from you, but I would also have a chat with you about how and where you'd find them and where you have been for the last week. Because I'm curious as well, because I live off information as you do."
Maybe we'll share some stories then. But for now, I'll give you the summary of I've been at the school the whole time. You just haven't seen me. Like you. I know how to get around without people seeing me.
Oh, the reason is why you would like to do that.
Honestly,
And
I've always felt more free when I'm hiding.
I think your soul is beautiful. You shouldn't try to hide it. And he leaves with the letter and the hats. And walks off the dormitory.
I will say for a second that she actually stands there quite stunned by that comment.
There's another knock on your door. At this point, the room is rather clean, though, thankfully.
I already said that I packed away all my stuff, so that's already all put away before we went. So that's a long time gone. That includes the shurikens, katanas, whatever. That was all my stuff, so it's all put away. Carry on.
Oh, you kept the swords and that, yeah? Good.
Everything.
Yeah, good. I'll go and open the door, I guess.
Hello, Amadriana. Good morning. Sorry to bother you. Is Mr. Hatsu around?
I believe he just stepped out for a morning constitutional.
Okay. Could you send him to the infirmary when he returns? Unfortunately, his brother seems to have taken ill. We would just like to see if there's anything that he would like to do. Maybe go see him or something. Yes.
Is he okay? Like, is he going to recover?
We're trying. We should be okay, hopefully. But we cannot confidently say at this time. I apologize for dropping such a heavy burden on you. Yeah, send him down when you can, please. You're all welcome to visit him, of course, too. His friends will probably be there, too. I have to go let them know at the moment.
I will let him know as soon as he is back.
Very good. Thank you so much, Amadriana. Thank you. He takes his leave. There's very little that you would need an inside check for to tell that he is very, very upset. Like brink of tears upset. Like this is a heavy message to bring. He didn't want to bring it, and he feels heavy with that message, and he wanted to give it to Hatsu himself.
Would Hatsu have seen him when he entered out and he was already on the way?
It probably would have been
dorms?
a few minutes, so that's the only reason I would have said no. Plus,
Okay.
Hatsu is a stealthy motherfucker, so that's again why I would have said no. Hatsu may have seen him in passing and thought nothing of it, I would say, because I was thinking about stopping you, but then there was like this conversational thing and stuff going on.
Yeah, because
and you
I
made the
was
point to leave, yeah.
I was going to bring Hatsu to Remington's office, actually.
Oh, that's actually really funny. Okay.
Yeah.
You make your way down to his office, and he isn't actually there, obviously. I'm going to say, just because of the order that I've already done things and laid it out, I'll say that it has already laid out the way it did. So you didn't see him, but I do apologize for stepping over your moment. Sorry.
So he would, if he's not there, he would go to see Boreal anyway.
You head towards Boreal Storm, which is actually down the corridor from you guys anyway. So you head back up the stairs and go down, and you see Remington at the door talking to them. The door just closes as you make your way back. And he's like, Hatsu, good to see you. I was actually looking for you. Do you have a moment?
Sure.
There has been an incident, and I apologize that I'm the bearer of bad news. Your brother has fallen quite ill. He is in our infirmary. You can see his eyes are just like close to tears. He's taking this, he's trying to be strong and go through this with you and be, you know, the leader in this situation, but he's having a very difficult time going through this.
Can we go there?
Yes, of course.
Fast, please.
Yes, of course. He leads you down the corridor. You guys just go, you move. People try to stop and talk to him, and he's like, no, later, this is important. And he goes further down. Do you want any of your compatriots with you, or do you want to go in alone?
You have to be quick.
So
please come with me.
Sorry, are you talking to them, or are you talking to...
Yeah, I'm talking to Remington.
Remington, okay.
I'm telling him we should hurry, and he should follow.
Yeah, so he goes...
It's super important that he follows.
Okay. Yeah, you guys go down and you enter the infirmary. Boreal is there. He is more sickly than you've ever seen him. He's under the feathers, like the sweat, and he's not conscious.
Going straight towards the nurse, doctor, whatever is there.
Mm-hmm.
And he's telling them he has been poisoned. You have to check for poison. You have to check for antidotes. I will bring you the original poison. Can you make an antidote if we are quick?
Yeah, we can treat poison. Do you know what type? I don't understand. Yes, do you know what type?
I will bring you a sample. Is that okay?
Yeah. Martin, the nurse, is there, and she just nods and she starts reading them. But since she goes over, before you even go to get the sample, she starts clinking through vials and takes out... There is only one antidote in D&D. So she takes out the antidote. She comes over and she starts feeding it to him. Boreal does cough a little bit, and then there's like a clear improvement in Boreal's health. He's still unconscious. Hatsu, you would know enough about the situation that you would... I'm just skipping a little bit here, but that you would inspect Boreal. And you do find that there was a nick on the back of Boreal's neck, and it was probably just a very quick, like, kind of thing that they thought that would be enough. This is a very lethal poison.
No marks and stuff. Yeah.
This is a very lethal poison. In D&D terms, this would be considered wyvern. But in our campaign, it's just a very rare, detailed poison. The only thing that you find of significance is that Boreal's spellbook is kind of open. He still has it, he always has it on his side. And in it is a symbol. And it's simply this.
He leans over Boreal and he goes close to his ear. He says, "Brother, you will be better soon. Don't give up. Stay with me. They paid the price." And he looks over to Remington and he kind of puts his hand there.
Mm-hmm.
He gently bows and he says, "I'm sorry, Mr. Remington, that I did bring this to your house. And thank you so much for taking care of my brother."
I'm not really certain what's happening here, but I do think that if the time is right, you will tell me.
I will tell you in a little bit if you have some time for me.
Absolutely, but please take some time and think about what you need to improve the security here. We will do whatever it takes. If your brother was poisoned, we will do what we can to root it out, find the cause, find the source, and make sure that this thing does not happen again.
Well,
I'm sorry that I could not protect him.
It's honorable that you think that way, but there are forces in the world that will always find a way, and you've given away so much to do good for people. You shouldn't be bothered. We will take care of this.
Hatsu,
this will never happen again.
I can honestly say that I would give up everything we have here to make sure that your brother was safe. A life matters more. Whatever we need to do to make sure this does not happen again, we will do. And with that, there's just a darkened look on this man's face. That sorrow, that sadness has surpassed frustration. It has surpassed anger. He is livid. Something came into this house and hurt someone that he is a ward of. He is taking care of this boy, this owl boy, and I don't know what a baby owl is called, but he is taking care
Signet.
of Signet. Okay, so that's
Signet is a swan.
Oh, damn it.
Owlet.
Owlet.
How's it? That's it.
He's taking care of this Owlet, and he is very upset that this has happened. But also to someone that he respects and admires, like you and your family. This, like, he knows your family. This isn't like a passing thing. He's familiar with your family, and he knows how much honor matters to you guys. So you can tell with him there is a real feeling that he dropped the ball on this. It's his fault that this happened. Even though you're apologizing to him, he is also apologizing to you. But yeah, there's no more sadness in his eyes. That is rage, hate, and you've seen a look of this before, but there is definitely a thirst for revenge in his eyes, which is a scary thing in someone who's so docile and kind all the time. There's a rage.
So what? Hatsu recognizes the change in his demeanor and his facial expressions and stuff, and he still has the two heads wrapped up with him. So he shows him the wrapped things, and he says to him, "There's no need for anger, Sensei. This has already been taken care of. I will speak a prayer for my brother, and I will meet you later, and I promise I will explain everything."
There is a flurry of emotions very quickly. He's angry, then you show him the heads, then he's confused, then you say Sensei, and there's a look of pride for almost a moment, and then it kind of goes back to confusion about the heads. And he nods, and he's like, "I think we need to have a conversation." Rest assured, if these are the people who did this, punishment will not fall upon you, and you will not be thrown out of this building, but we probably need more clarity going forward on how we handle these situations. But if it's life or death, it seems like it fell in the right order. He sort of puts his head down and he's like, "Go pray. Return to me in my office, and if there was any others involved, please bring them. I think we need to have a discussion. Some changes may have to happen."
Oh, it was only me, Sensei.
Very well. I'll see you
Please
in
don't talk to them about it. I don't want them to be scared or afraid to stay here, or don't feel comfortable in safety. And I don't want to feel others the same.
Just answer one question for me, Hatsu. Was this a one-time thing? Or is this likely to come back?
Shows him the letter that they had with him. As you know, Saiga no Toshi has always problems with groups that try to claim what isn't theirs, that try to disturb the peace, and I think they might try to harm my parents with my death, unfortunately. They think I'm not safe here, but we will prove them wrong.
I'm at a loss for words, Hatsu. I think it's time we move things around a little bit. If it's okay with you, I would rather we move your dorm to somewhere a little bit more secure. We will put your brother with you. Anyone you choose can come with, should they want to. But this cannot happen again.
He puts his hand in front of his chest, he bows a little, and he says, Domo arigatou gozaimashita, sensei.
For each thing that you have revealed to me here, I wish to offer you a sign of my respect. So please understand that this is not my doubt in your abilities, in your talents. But we would like to put a guard maybe near your room. I'm sure that you can protect everybody in this school. I have no doubts. I don't want to see the wrong thing happen to the right person. To the wrong person. He doesn't want you to die, whichever way that is.
I think we all need each other. We're not different trees in a forest. We are leaves on one tree. So whatever you feel good with, I'm happy to assist with.
You talked about an event in Saigo Saigo is one of my favorite cities. But it is also one of the most heavily fortified cities. If somebody has the courage to walk into that city with any malicious thought, then they would not hesitate to come here, because I assure you, they underestimate the abilities of this building. But if anybody walks into this school with malicious intent, you won't be the first one to their bodies, and I will leave nothing left. I will protect this building and the people in it as if they are my own. You called this place my home, but it is not just my home, it is our home. And I will defend it as such. He's speaking very quietly for him. He's normally quite boisterous and loud, but this is like low, like he is pissed.
May I request just one more thing? I know I ask for a lot of your patience, but I'm pretty sure my parents want to know what happened. And they also want to know who it was. And as you might know, it's in our tradition to send these back home. Would you mind to send somebody that you trust?
Yes. At some point you'll have to tell me where the rest of them are. As in the other half of their bodies. But yes, we can do this. Look. Ultimately, I can't tell you to not follow your traditions. Somebody attacked you. You dealt with it. But I also know that you are skilled enough to leave them alive. Next time I have a few questions, and we have a very special place for people like this. We get the information we're looking for. Bring them to me next time.
Bye.
Go get some rest. We will catch up at some point about this, and I will not mention it to your compatriots. Thank you for still trusting in this building.
He turns back to Boreal. He, I would assume he handed the hats to Remington, accompanied with the letter that he gave him earlier.
Okay.
So he turns back to Boreal and he would kindly ask for a few candles, and he would make like a little circle next to his bed, and he would sit in the circle.
Your mic is just cutting you out, so it just like takes you lower, lower, lower.
He would make like a circle out of the candles, and he would like meditate and pray, and he would like revisit all the things that they have gone through,
Okay.
and all the pain and hardship. And in his prayers, he would also encourage Boreal to think about what they have gone through, what he has achieved, how he has grown, and that he needs him to be here to grow further with him together.
As you begin to prepare this vigil of sorts, but not in remembrance, but in a pleading way instead, you look towards Remington, and as he leaves the room with the heads, the white marble turns black wherever he goes. And as he begins to walk down the corridor, it's almost as if a looming shadow is following him. You turn and continue your vigil. We see Roshi with her tea. We see Slate preparing his tools away. Sorry, Eos, not Roshi, excuse me, Eos. With her tea. We see Slate preparing his tools. We see Westland petting chicken. We see Dash preparing for bed. We see Amadriana looking with incredible anger at a pile of vomit below the balcony. And the next day begins. But we'll continue from there next week. For those listening to the podcast and on YouTube, thank you so much for joining us. This marks the end, but for those on Twitch, we are moving on to Beyond the Isles, where we'll have a little conversation. You guys can talk and chat. We'll answer some questions, hang out, and the guys will talk about their behind-the-scenes stuff and thoughts about the session and everything today. It was an interesting one. We'll have that conversation probably in about 5 minutes, and it'll be about 20-ish minutes long. We'll take a little break, though, to get some refreshments. We'll be back. Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you're on YouTube and the podcast, thank you so much. Goodbye! And if you're in Twitch, see you in a minute. Or 5.
Stick around.
Stick around. All right, let's hit break. Wait, there's a button. I got it.